All right, we're live, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Bef-
okay.
Before we begin today, I have a
Niicola.
I do have a sad announcement to make. Witcher Wednesday has been postponed once again in order to bring you us. Niicola, could you please go ahead
Uh,
and do your intro then?
Niicola, Zai, Niicola.
Kara, you're up.
I don't have an intro.
All right. Well, then it's just me. Then I am
Uh,
yo. This is your faithful Amanda Splatts, and welcome to the Babiniku Summit. If you don't know the words, then feel free to hum it. I'm here with my two senpais who helped get me started in this journey. We had a big discussion today planned, but I don't fucking know where to start or to end, so we're just gonna play it by ear. Hey Gwen,
Okie
thank you for
dokie.
stopping by. Gwendolyn Lamone,
Hey, Lamont, how you doing?
my first cowhide.
Hello.
Welcome to see you back. I hope things are cool. All right, so this is the week where I decided to shoot my shot and get all. I threw out a lot of collabs. I didn't expect everyone to say yes, and they did, and it's fucking great. I fucking love it because it's just absolutely beautiful that I can be able to show love to FlaVR this week. So today we're starting with the little Zatsudan. It's nice to have y'all here and nice to have y'all nice and ready and awake. And yeah, I am a little bit sad though because you just ended your long-running Emmy award-winning series, uh, Minecraft in the Inferno Mines, with a great series finale last night.
That was
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that was cool. Nicola got
That was,
X.
yeah, the map maker.
Yes,
He
the
said
map
up
maker,
in
the
my
map
chat.
maker himself. Yep. So you got him in your
Yeah.
chat because he watched. I wonder how long he watched you for, or did he just tune in?
He was there for a little while.
Ah, okay.
It's always
'Cause
the
I
thrill when the developer
He was
is that stops by in chat. That is just so cool.
he was there when we were finishing the final roll and when we when we meet the wither.
Oh, okay. I still can't believe the Wither was just that much of a pussy.
Oh my.
Yeah, yeah.
I was because from that one from the everything from Pekra and everything else, I was honestly legitimately surprised it was that easy. But then again, I did have a
Uh-huh.
smite 4 sword, and he was low enough to the ground where I just started smacking him because the bow wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, and I had well, the bow for me was doing quite a bit, but I had a powerful bow.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I think by the end of it,
yeah, it's like with a lot of classic video game bosses. As soon as you figure out the cheese, you've got it made.
I was like, oh, the my bow's not working. I just started smacking him.
Oh, there is a way to cheese it, and we chose not to do it.
Yeah,
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
and I think I was the deciding vote in not cheesing it, so I regret nothing. It was a hell of a lot of fun. I
um,
spent a lot of those times chilling in both your chats. It was weird because I'd listened to them for about 4 or 5 minutes beforehand, and just keep the audio of whichever one was further ahead. So I was able to follow both you relatively easily doing that.
ah,
Oh, that makes sense.
Because y'all were like a couple seconds different in audio. I don't know what that might have been.
Probably the bandwidth setting.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can go like really ultra low, and sometimes you can go mid. I go mid, even though I have not Chrome, fiber wire. I have fiber, so I could technically go with ultra low latency, but maybe I might try that. I might try that someday. Maybe Friday, I'll try that. See, just try a ultra low
I need to look
latency.
at that.
Yeah.
I know.
I
fiber?
think I go for ultra low latency, but I
Yeah,
haven't been
I've been
checking it
going.
lately. I
Yeah.
might have been forgetting to set that.
I've been going middle of the road the entire time because I'm like, it seems good enough.
I'll admit
Good.
I'm not too good with the technical aspect. I usually only do ultra low if it's going to be something like this where I automatically talk to the chat, so there's almost no chat lag. But if it's something where I'm gaming or something, I will go ahead and turn it up to regular.
Yeah. That's one thing I think I've heard on one of the videos is that if you're gaming, the quality of the stream can go down and then it gets all blurry if you're on ultra low. But that
Well,
depends on the bandwidth setting, I believe.
well, the quality of my streams always goes down, so I think we're set for that.
Ah.
So it's a beautiful afternoon. We got Kara and Niicola here, and we're talking about flavor, talking about whatever comes to mind. But obviously, the one thing that ties the three of us together is flavor. This amazing, beautiful shitpost of a place, and it got me to thinking. I was streaming Yacht Dice with Grud last night, and a couple of people in his
Yeah,
chat,
I saw that.
they didn't know what flavor was, and it's I think the best way I could think to describe what flavor is, it's a shitpost that didn't stop. It took a life of its own, man. And it's fucking beautiful, man.
I think we all three of us have different views on what flavor is.
Yeah.
Because I basically view it as the Toho of VTubing, and then Niicola views it as an open source of VTubing.
Open source, huh?
Okay, I think that's kind of how Mixie's take it. I
Oh.
view it as I kind of view it very similarly to Brogame, which is kind of like it's a fan project.
Yeah, it's the ultimate fan
Yes.
project.
Because Pippa had that first stream where she came up with the ideas for like the characters and the company, and it's sort of it sort of started out with fans taking up not only just taking up the characters, but also doing like the website and like all the different aspects to try to make it seem like a real company, like as much as possible. And well, I just
Okay.
took my headphones. And so it's like you could, and like there's been a bunch of people who joined, and it's kind of drifted in and out from that. Some people don't really know that much about it. Some people do, but that's kind of the way I view it. It's still a lot of just trying to make it seem as much like the VTuber company that she just kind of like memed and joked about.
That would be interesting if it was like very early on, because it started off that way up until like what you and oh god, when was it? Like Remy joined as well, and then it started taking on a life of its own.
Yeah, there are definite eras to it.
I've been around. I've been watching since the very beginning, but it took me a good while to actually properly debut.
Ah.
Yeah. And some of the newer fans may not know, you, even though you are the only Niicola that matters in the greater timeline, you were not the first Niicola.
Right, yeah. There was another person who an actual girl who took up the position for a little bit, but she didn't. She only did like the debut stream and then left.
Yeah, well,
And so like I really liked the character, so I wanted her to exist. And like if I wasn't gonna do it, then who was gonna do it? You know?
exactly.
Yeah, that's my exact same thing. Because when I first saw Carl Malone there, I'm like, oh, I instantly grew attracted to her. I'm like, okay, this is the one I'm picking.
It's just
Yeah, I felt the exact same way when I saw Amanda Splatts. Although, after the if anyone who's seen the document, the original document, notice that Amanda Splatts, as was written there, is a lot different from the Amanda Splatts you see right now. Kind of a more different take. But that's one of the great things about flavor. You can take a character if you want, and you can take as little or as much and reinterpret whatever you want. And I think that that's great. The metaphor about being open source, being able to change what you want, and or even you could join with your own original character too. It's really broadened since the early days.
Yeah.
yeah. I I have maybe controversial opinions about original characters, but
Well, Gwen says, I
I
didn't
don't.
even know there was a list of concepts before I tried coming up with my own. Well, that's the kind of originality, too. If you're coming
Yeah.
up with something original, starting out, and I've heard flavor also is kind of maybe negatively, but a great place for rookies to start. And I know it was where I started streaming. Like my history is in creative writing. Streaming as Amanda Splatts is the first time I've ever actually streamed, so it's also a really good place to cut your teeth.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a bit of a controversial opinion of mine, but I kind of feel like there's a bit of charm to taking up a character that someone else came up with and just like threw it out there. Because like that was really how it all started with Pitha making the characters, and then all these other people picked them up, and then a lot of them did their own, like the AI character generation streams, and like that's how Neo came about, was like an AI stream that Abigail did, right?
Yeah, I did one of
Oh
those
yeah.
myself too, and if anyone like down the road decides to pick up one of my creations, I know it would blow my fucking mind. But I'm not too mad
Yeah,
either with anyone who creates a game, because someone has to create them, right? Someone has to make them, and whether it's you that makes them or
yeah.
someone else in the distant past that makes them, what matters is, in my opinion, is that we're bringing greatness to this once great brand. Because there has been so, like, I don't want to dwell too much
And
on it, but there has been some weirdness between when it started to where we are today. And I really do feel like flavor's on an incline these days, though.
Yeah, I could see that.
it's kind of hard to tell. It's
Yeah,
kind of hard to tell which way
it is.
things are going. But I just
It is.
I wanna do my best to contribute.
Yeah,
I feel the same way,
yeah.
but I think it's interesting because in its own way, because we're starting to get a lot more people that don't know what flavor is. Because I know some of my audience is start like no idea what flavor is, but a lot of them came in from my my thumbnails. They're like, "What the hell is this thumbnail?"
Yeah, man, that's just absolutely great. Like, be able to make a thumbnail of the AI art with Canva, and I think we have a little bit more leeway to use AI art than a lot of people, mostly because of how Flavor did start out. But I really feel like
Yeah,
that's a huge,
that's
a
part of like
huge,
the heart and soul of flavor is
yeah,
the AI stuff.
it's a
Yeah,
huge testament to what Pippa
and like the AI
started,
voices.
that you've
Yes.
got so many people who are joining and watching, who may not even know about the origins. And who was it? Lord Mollington, I think it was. Put
Yes,
out a
Lord
really good
Mollington.
video. He put out a great video about the origins. I'll have to look it up and post it sometime.
And like with the AI voices, like that's kind of why I do it, because like the flavor is the AI thing, and like I was messing around with like AI song covers and stuff like that, and like it kind of felt like it was probably a good idea to use it. And like a lot of people hear it, and it's like, are they transgender? And it's like, no, I just I
We're not.
think the technology is interesting, and it's just like using the AI PNG. It's that, but for audio.
Yeah, it's not like
is kind of how I view it.
it's not like any of us are even trying to fucking hide it too. Like in your premiere song, and your Fox and Sox cover, you both blatantly bring up that you're actually a man voice and a woman. The way that
Yeah.
I see it is it's a joke, or kind of like a snappy answer to a stupid comeback or something, where you got the mainstream people like, oh, all these VTubers are just guys pretending to be women using voice changes and stuff, and Babinikus are like, you know what, we're not even fucking pretending. We'll tell you we're guys right off the bat, and we'll still entertain the hell out of you, man. The tech is cool and attracts fellow tech nerds. Hey, Sensoka. Sensoka, I know you're a massive tech nerd, and I know you have been burning the midnight oil on the Flavor Discord. We're talking about the merch and everything. There's been so much discussion. Merch, man. Flavor has come so fucking far.
Powerful.
Yeah, I watched the what was that, like the laser engraving or the laser cutting thing that since was doing.
He's making the pit coins.
Yes.
And now they're even talking about doing gold lasers, which I think was the plot of an Austin Power movie or something, but I digress.
Working on standees tonight.
Standee's nice, man.
Yo, hell yeah.
You stand in the place where you live, man.
I should put one of my little images there and see what happens.
Well, I
Amy just recently did some merch too.
I panicked about what image I'd want to see them test out, so I just did the old picture of my my former mascot Guero the cactus, and it actually came out really good.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good symbol for flavor. Like, it started as a shit post, but it ended up being really good, to the point where you got people like Nana Banana, who have been really taking over as far as the indie scene goes.
Nana. Yellow Gato.
Yellow Cat Love.
Nana's been killing it. She's so great.
Yep, yeah. She has.
And even with the concerts and doing the charity stuff, it's good. Like, and people also like Cinnabon and Mina Vanilla and all of them. People who took what was initially a joke and actually started legitimately running with it, man. And even though they may not have the flavor tag anymore, I still consider them flavor. Because it's just the love of the whole concept.
I think a lot of people view it that way.
Yeah. Flavor unity.
Because even though you're not branded flavor, you're still flavor.
Yeah. Of course, then there's the question of what does the flavor branding mean?
I guess it just shows you like where you're from or who you are.
I kind of see it personally. Maybe it's just me being a rookie, but I see it personally as it's like when you're a member of V Shoujo or something. You're when you've actually got that tag, you're more interactive, actual part of the group and stuff. If you don't have the tag anymore, you're kind of doing your own thing indie. But that's not going to stop you from participating with members who still are. It's just kind of it's just kind of that mindset.
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I think you'd have to. I don't want to speak on their behalf because I don't really know their thoughts on it myself.
Yeah, I don't know them either. Sad to say. I don't think because I haven't collabed with Broline yet. I haven't collabed with any of the originals. I don't think.
And I know Brolime's talked about it quite a bit. Where it's kind of like an association thing.
Yeah, it's like if you're in flavor with the flavor tag, you're kind of repping flavor.
More or less, yeah. Because when I've been in other people's chats, like when I was in Lord Mollington's chat, when I was in Doki Bird's chat, like people know flavor, and you know I think they view it as a positive because I have not gained or garnered any hatred or any hate viewers or hate watchers. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, I'm getting people chatting when I'm streaming, talking about asking what flavor is, and it's amazing that it is standing on its own. Okay, Gwen says I haven't watched her a lot. She seems to be putting a lot of yellow effort. Yeah, Yana Banana is definitely something else, man. Absolutely. Sensoka says if you feel like Sensoka says if you feel like you made a VTuber core open source, you'd get what flavor is now. Yeah, I think that is a pretty good analogy for it, Sensoka, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's grown quite a bit.
What he's doing is, the thing is, like, what Sensoka's doing for, like, the idea of the meme, like, doing merch for the meme, like, that it does so much for, like, legitimizing the idea, because it's like, what kind of fake VTuber company has merch, right? Yeah. Like, I think that's awesome.
I just don't think it's funny that like the joke black company is outliving a lot of other companies, which is scary.
But my paranoid mind goes to, like, if we do start selling merch of these characters, who gets the cut, who gets what percent, how much do we kick back to Pippa, etc. That's just where my fucking middle management waging mind starts going.
I think at that point, if you're thinking that far ahead, then you're more or less thinking as a independent contractor. So you have to think, okay, like 20% has to go to this, 30% has to go to this. Then you have to think about R&D, and you definitely want to make sure that you're, the store seller or whoever's making it gets a cut as well.
Yeah, that's just the Salt Mines LLC brain I can't turn off sometimes.
Because I
had some merch. Asana had patches with PK Patchworks between, I think it was with both Ho and Sleepy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So.
Well, Sensoka says that there have been flavor coins as well. I wonder what she did for that. Through VTC, Nana, and Yana, and Senna. And yeah, I could understand pricing is complicated, man. I do thank you for being the one to look into it, because I know I'm not that fucking smart to take care of it.
I'm nowhere.
That goes back to Pippa.
I don't think it would, because that's where it kind of gets, like, I think she made it and like threw it out into the ether.
Yeah, I remember her specifically saying to do what you want with these characters.
Yeah, do what you want with it.
Although I think that would only, of the three people here on the stage, I think that would only apply to Niicola, because Kara and our original concepts were actually made by fans of flavor. And I think that's the biggest symbol of how big this thing has gotten, that we got VTubers whose personas are being made by fans of personas who are made by Pipka. We've got generations of shit going now. It's great.
Well, Lamon is an original IP. Susie Blue was made by Pippa.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was made on the board.
There's a lot of ideas for, like, a lot of characters that Pippa came up with that nobody ever picked up.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters.
I want to do a stream about. I want to do a stream about that at some point, but
that'd be a good stream, like covering all the Pippa characters.
Yeah.
plus I went 100% meta with my stream, and I just put one word in an AI and did an AI picture. So it's like AI characters created by AI for AI, and it got weird, but and it also scared me, even though it was almost 100% AI. How fucking good they came out, man.
Yeah, because that's machine learning for you. Because once you start realizing or understanding how it works, then you're like, oh, this is not just like splashing things together.
Yeah.
It's like the more advanced stuff is actually starting to draw and imprint and indraw, which is really cool. Because I've been experimenting with that, and I've been having, well, some luck and some unluck.
Yeah, I've seen some of your
imprinting is pretty powerful.
I've seen some of your recent experiments on the Discord. Kara's been embracing the whole Halloween thing and been posting pictures of us in spoopy ways, and it's so cool. As someone like me, who I do a whole bunch of AI art as well, but I'm a filthy casual because I just use Microsoft Copilot, which just lets you make stuff by putting in regular words. You get so much control over it if you use something like Stable Diffusion or something that like the two of you were using, but also there's a lot of more work involved in using the terms you need.
Like there's a whole wiki for like all the tags that you can use, and like there's autocomplete where it's like you can type something in and like it'll show you if it's a tag or not, and if it is, like it'll autocomplete it. So like it's a lot less finicky than you would think. And then there's also the pile modifier where it's like you can put colon and then some kind of strength if it's like you type in the tag and it doesn't show up, like you can turn it up, or if it's too much of something you can turn it down. Like using I like using the tags.
The tags help.
And then like there's the aspect there's like the aspect of it being hosted locally where it's like if you run it on your own computer, you have a lot more control over it. Like if you're in, like if the internet of everything else shuts down, you can still run what's on your own computer. You know, like
that
if everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a major positive. I mean, thankfully, nothing like if the internet goes down, I'm having power outages. so I've never been.
I mean, like if they decide to start shutting things down, or if there's, I don't know.
If the websites go down,
you never know. There's reasons why things like stop being accessible. Like when there's things like I like take the thing that we were just doing in Minecraft, for example. Like we were just playing Minecraft 1.5.2, and and something that Mojang and Microsoft did is they changed the format for the skins server for like your player skins, and so then for quite a while they had the old skin server up and then the new skin server up, and then they shut the old skin server down a number of years ago. So now if you go and play 1.5.2, the skin server isn't there, so you just get a Steve skin no matter what your skin is. And that's I think that's the case for like a lot of like live service games or all sorts of games where it's like it's just reliant on some server, some service to be there.
Yeah.
And then eventually they want to go and move on and go do something else.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they shut it down.
Yeah.
And I actually remember, it's funny that you bring this up because I was reading an article earlier today just about that. I think it was California, I'm not sure, but some state enacted some kind of law where these
Yeah.
digital companies have to admit that you're not buying them, you're just getting a quote unquote license for it.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
can see that.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you know that
because
it's
Cause
all
it,
about
it, it
preservation.
really isn't buying if like you pay for something and then you don't get access to it indefinitely.
You know, they
You
can
know,
take it away.
it's like, do you do you really own it? If it, yeah, that's like a rare California W.
yeah, rare California W. Because
Rare California legislation W.
Yeah, but that goes, but that also goes to a topic that I've brought up on my channel before. That is one of the greatest fighting games of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where if you bought the physical copy on like PS2 or 360 or something, you owned it. But then it was off shelves for like 15 years, and unless you bought something secondhand, third hand, there was no legitimate way to buy it until I believe just a few months ago when they put out Marvel Capcom Collection. So, as someone who is into lost media and who had to deal with not being able to play Marvel for a long time, I totally understand the feel of not being able to access something that's just there. It's just right there at your fingertips. Right?
can I say the P word?
What, penis?
No, not penis. I meant like say
Preservation?
ahoy.
Ahoy.
You can if you want,
Oh,
but do it
yeah.
at your own peril because another article
Yar
I
har.
read yesterday
Yar
is
har.
that Nintendo is going. Nintendo's actually going super hard now
Everything I can
after
post.
people who are
I'm gonna post
like
it in the Discord.
posting emulation. Hey Zos,
I'm
thanks for
gonna
stopping
post
by,
this.
my man. Sensoka says I
This
had
is
to
an
wait to
MP4 I made like a long time ago, but I always post it when the topic comes up.
Yeah, Sos was
Oh.
talking about how to way to implement a whole back end for collab merch, make people see the sales orders. So yeah, thank you for taking care of that math, man. I definitely will be able to do that. So what did y'all post?
I think we talked about this during my Cypher collab, because the only other alternative to playing
Yo,
Battlefield was
Cypher.
playing Battle Bits. I don't know if we talked about it during the collab or if we talked about it in private, but the only way that you can play Battlefield, or at least like Battlefield Bad Company and all the other like old games, is to pirate it and then go on a private server.
Yeah.
Because those are all what is it called? Technically live service games.
Right,
But-
and it's even harder for the live. Like, what was that one that was a
Or
really
like
massive
CS:GO?
flop for Square?
Oh yes, CS:GO. I completely forgot
Yeah,
about
'cause
that.
they shut it down
Yeah,
because
for
CS2 came out, and they like replaced it in the the Steam page.
what happened with all the marketplace, the gun
That's
skins?
kind of that's kind of an interesting set of
I think that was more the issues with the
incentives
gambling
there,
that was
where
going
it's like the old product competes with the new product. So, like, if they have the capability to shut down the old thing, that forces people to use the new thing.
Yep.
But the thing was, like, the people who played Surf were really pissed with it because there was a glitch where, like, you would get hung up on ledges on a lot of the Surf maps on CS2. Like, the physics weren't quite as great for surfing. So then they shut down CS:GO, which was like the main surf game, right? And they put CS2 online, and it didn't work for surf. It didn't work.
Huh. Because that like even like from a preservation standpoint, yeah, I would definitely, because how, especially with when you have that entire market, it's just like why no, I understand why they're
preservation.
yes,
like 80 years from now, is anybody going to get like an accurate idea of what the gaming landscape was like these days, or like 10 years ago, or you know,
Well,
like
they'll be able to get a glimpse of it
if
because
you
of all the Let's Play videos that exist, but not actually been able to take care of it and feel it, try it out for themselves.
right.
To a degree, because you have to have you have to know like the exact videos to go to, and you have to know the exact like key phrases and wording.
Right.
You're like, okay, this guy is reviewing the marketplace at this time, or this person is looking at this thing, in order to get a good understanding and landscape of it. I mean, thankfully, for this, in the case of PS4,
what would a future video game museum look like that would include games from our time?
everything,
If they're all live service games,
yeah, everything would be
like
pirated.
nothing's gonna work.
Everything would have to be pirated and be on a self-contained server, which technically can be done. It could just be run on your own hardware, and you just have an isolated single-player instance. Because they did that with some mobile games, like Destiny's Child. So you're able to download the thing as long as you have like the passcode to your instance, and you can play everything that was in Destiny's Child in that single player.
Sentoka makes a great point. Assuming the videos will still be there, we have no guarantee that YouTube won't start deleting things quietly. That's absolutely true.
Yeah,
and
because
just, it 100% a great point. Like, I've had
old
things
media
from my likes playlist just disappear because that breaks rules. That breaks our new rules.
Yeah.
Like they changed the YouTube community guidelines, and then they apply it retroactively to videos that were already uploaded when that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
And so you do see things just quietly disappear all the time.
And that also doubles back to the article I read earlier about Nintendo going after emulators again, randomly going after people who play emulated videos and taking down the Switch emulation guys. It's just, and as someone who plays retro games myself, I get a little terrified about that. I'm going to have to change my content going forward if Nintendo's going to be on the move again.
Well, at that point, the only thing that you could do is just pirate everything ahead of time, and then just have your own little library of like old Nintendo games. Because even though I do have a DS and everything else, I still have a pirated copy of Black and White on file. Right. It's there, sitting in a hard drive somewhere, but it's there.
I remember my DS with the homebrew guy. I used to play a lot of homebrew games. Not so much like pirated games, but like a lot of like open source, like made for Nintendo DS.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the those weird fan games where they use like the cassettes or the what are those things called? The cartridges.
Yeah, it had like a flash card where it was like it goes in the DS slot and it has like a micro SD card slot in it, and you put all the files on the micro SD card.
I tried it on Unreal Tourney 2004 because I couldn't find it legit. Says Senzoka. Yeah, because
I wanted to do that.
Yeah, Unreal is.
There's that one level. What was it? Facing Worlds or something like that?
Yeah.
It's the really iconic. I never played that game, but like the music from that is so iconic. I'd really like to, at some point.
You just have to like.
I don't know if I can find it.
No, you have to pirate it. You're not gonna find it. They had it for free.
Okay.
Ages back, like what was it called? Epic. I think it was Epic. Had it for free because you could just download all the old Unreal games for free, and then they cut that out. I think they cut it out like 2009 or 2009, 2010, around that era, around that time period where they just cut everything out, and they just there is no getting it anymore other than piracy. So you either have to.
Bro, imagine if book publishers were just like, no, you can't get books from beyond like 10 years ago, and
Oh yeah, because they're
also
going down the
libraries
ebook
are
route.
legal.
I think that's kind of what they're trying to do to the Internet Archive. And that's a tragedy, man. There's so much amazing... Like, you can understand where the companies are coming from, you know, but fuck them. There's so much
it's not even that. It's not even that. It's the fact that they want things to be censored. And if there's an Internet Archive, if there's any degree of archive, then you can go back to that archive and say, oh, you said this and this, you said this and this, you promised this and this. Or you can go back to the old contracts and whatnot.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the Wayback Machine. That's actually something different. I'm talking about the actual Internet Archive itself. Because the Wayback Machine, I don't think they're touching that. But the Internet Archive itself, it has tons of books and music and videos and games and stuff. And that's what they're coming after.
I just don't like the... I don't like the idea of covering up history.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't like censorship of any kind or regard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, wait a minute, this is the way things used to be. The games, they used to look like this. They used to have these things. They used to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, if nobody can find that out...
Well, it's not just that. It's that eventually they plan on people plan on just replacing it. So eventually the old people that do remember it are gonna get old and die, or get old and forget, and then they're like, "Hey, this is this old thing that we have, and this is new to us now, and this is the new version. It's always been like this. Don't question it."
Oh yeah, that's another thing. When they do like re-releases, but then they change things in the re-release.
Oh.
Yeah, three words that exemplify this whole argument. Greedo shot first.
Yes. I keep going to that during the one of my the Undertale Let's Play. Like Greedo shoots first. Like no, Han Solo shot first. Period.
Like, we saw the original fight, not like they're trying to what was the real egregious one at the end of spoiler alert for like a 50-year-old fucking movie, at the end of Jedi, where in the remake, instead of the original Darth Vader scene actor as a ghost at the end of the movie, it's like Hayden Christensen. They
edited that out. Yeah. That
and they buried Jar Jar in the fucking movie a couple places for some reason. That infuriates me.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. But that is scary because when I was
Did you guys ever hear the Dark Jar Jar theory?
Yes.
Yep.
It makes so much sense. It legitimately makes so much sense.
I love that theory.
It is like a schizo theory, but it's like it was a schizo theory. Like Jar Jar does not make sense. I hate Jar Jar. Let's find a way of making him cool. And then it's just like
I want to say I want it to be real, but like the new Star Wars just don't count. Like,
no,
nothing about the new Star Wars is like at all like coherent in any way with like any kind of like plot.
Dark Jar Jar like, just feels
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Dark Jar Jar just feels like copium from like the one fan who Jar Jar Binks may have there, but it's just and we can't leave it up to unfortunately the corporations. That's why it's up to the fans and the fan communities to document and lay this stuff out, man, for future generations.
I think Darth Jar Jar is by someone who didn't like Jar Jar so much that they had to come up with a logical explanation for why he was so bad.
That's exactly what I'm thinking too, because it makes like the entirety of Jar Jar does not make sense. and it's like, why? And then you look at the Darth Jar Jar thing, and it's like,
And it's like,
oh, especially with how the Sith operate, they're like, oh, okay, that actually does, like, that the theory does hold water.
Deception. I like it.
I love it.
I forget though. Supposedly Jar Jar. I'll have to look it up. I think Jar Jar canonically meets a pretty sad end. So that would kind of qualify. Did Jar
I don't remember.
Jar die?
I don't remember that.
Although, if I remember right, only what happens in the 6 books are officially canon.
When Disney took over, they killed all the expanded universe stuff, which means a lot of the good stuff. So Mara Jade is now gone.
Dumb.
The guy, what was his name? The guy that the gun runner that was in Dark Star. Wait, Dark Star? Dark Forces. He's now non-canon.
Well, there's 2 ways that you can look at this. You can look at it and be like, Disney killed the canon, so then now the extended universe stuff is not canon. Or you could look at it like Disney deviated from the source material, and now Disney is not canon and the extended universe is canon.
Yeah, but that more or less goes down to like the old grognards going, no, I reject your canon. Because the same exact thing is going on in the Warhammer universe, the Warhammer 40k. Like, a lot of people don't like where the New World lore is going because it's shit.
Yeah, I briefly remember you bringing that up with when you were streaming with Zosimus.
Yeah, with Zos.
About the ladies of battle, I think it was.
The Sisters of Battle, yes.
How they have now they've all got hair like Aki from Street Fighter 6 for some reason.
And that's best case scenario. Yeah. They made him the.
Oh, is it like the multicolor with the side cut?
Yes, they made him the mams of battle with man faces. So instead of looking like women, they look like men. They look like cross-dressing men. And those are miniatures. And they also cut down the bust size for the miniatures because they thought, well, it's sexually objectifying, blah, 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 blah. But when you're looking at a tabletop miniature, you have to expand everything. So if you look at Catachans, these are the big, burly, muscly, like Arnold Schwarzenegger types. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, they're just not going to anymore. They haven't made a Catachan model in God knows how long.
Are those the
and I ran Catachans.
Are those the ones with the enormous
so,
suits of armor?
guys, if you're at all interested in 40k, you should maybe take a look at resin printers. Just saying.
I've already been doing that, and Zos sent me 3D prints or like a 3D STL print site.
Yeah.
So I've already been looking at that. I just don't have the printer. Otherwise I would.
Like, if you don't like where things are going, just make your own.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen you've got a couple of fans on the Car Record who've been posting a lot of figures like that, but mostly like battle mech figures with little. There's
that's BattleTech.
Those cool hexagon-based strategy games, and I know that's into a lot of those. Are a lot of those on Tabletop Simulator? I don't.
Yes,
know.
all of it. All of it is on Tabletop Simulator.
Cool. When I get a rig that won't explode.
Myself. I have an FDM printer, but my cousin has a resin printer, and so, like, if there's something really great that I absolutely needed resin printed, I could probably talk him into doing it for me.
Hey cousin, how you doing? Fine. Why? Well, here's 2,000 points of blah blah blah. Print, please.
Tell me you're doing it for the content. With 40k, I mostly know the figures are expensive. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're talking about
I'd like to see some like VTuber stuff that's like resin printable.
I would love to see like a VTuber miniature, like a little tabletop miniature.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Like figurines and such.
as far
Yeah.
as at least the big corpos go, I don't think they'd ever give the details for people to print them
No.
at home, because that would stop.
No.
That would prevent them from being able to sell them for like $200 themselves, and you wait like 6 fucking months in the mail to get it.
It's not even that. It's just the licensing for the character itself. So let's say you'd want to get like Gura the Karkadon Space Marine. You're never
Cool.
you're never gonna get that license. So the only thing you can
VTuber
do
Space Marines.
yes.
Well, I don't know, man. Hololive has been branching out with the licensing and everything. I mean, look what they did at what was it, Dodger Stadium with Gura? It was some baseball game.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah, Dodgers.
that was really cool. It's basically just showing how big Hololive's gotten, but it also shows like where they've been putting their money at.
Right.
Because
Zos must giving us the guide to the great value Warhammer 40k. Thank you, Zos. I will defer to your knowledge on the matter. Now,
But
I
Yeah, my cousin has like boatloads of both the real 40k stuff and like a whole bunch of printed 40k stuff.
oh, nice. But
Yeah, he's really into that.
I think the best thing about that is that because it's 3D print that gets put into an STL file, you can technically take that and export it into Tabletop Simulator, and then do your own, and then do your own thing with that. So having a VTuber board game would actually be really cool, because then you get to like play
that'd
with
be cool.
little Niicola, little Kara.
I wonder if there's a way to take a V ride and convert it into something that could be either resin printed or put into.
Well, considering that you
sim or whatever.
have to exploit a Vroid model anyways, just to use it in like VR chat or something, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either if like someone would could wait. Well, that would probably get risky, but because you're technically trusting someone with your VTuber 3D, so like Shy Lily 3D or Iron Mouse 3D. So you'd have to be really trusting of that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool.
But I mean,
have like a little
for like
thing.
us, it'd be cool.
Like
Yeah, for us it'd be
basically
cool.
Put out in STL and Blender files, yeah. That would be interesting.
I'd love to see like a 3D printed Niicola or Malurme or flavor people.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, you could do like Orca did with her standees and just stir your coffee with them. Or use them to eat soup like a spoon.
Lamont, actually, I think I may be a bit of a hypocrite. I'm interested in anime figures, which can also be very extensive.
Yeah. Especially, it's weird, like, the ones that don't actually have any points of articulation or anything, that are just like little resin statues seem to be more...
Yeah, they're just resin statues.
Yeah, like, you can't even use them.
Yeah, I watched this one guy that does custom-made resin statues, and it's like the amount of time they do and on those little things, but it fascinates me just seeing them create all that, because they have to like sand everything down, and they have them inside the what is it called, the vacuum chamber or the wind chamber, so that way they don't inhale the resin dust.
Yeah, they go so hard.
People do some really cool stuff with resin on wood lands, where like they mix bits of wood and resin, and like they make they make big wood bowls or vases and things like that. It's really cool.
That would be cool.
Lathes are cool. Lathes are really cool.
Blades are cool. I used to use one quite regularly, but not anymore. Mostly for wood. I have not done anything with lathes in metal.
I have my Chinese mini lathe for doing metal stuff, but you can also stick wood in it. But like it's
Was that the $700
like
one?
like you can do wood in a metal lathe, but like it's metal, yeah, like a $700 mini lathe.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it's just me being an old hag. When I think figures, I think action figures, and those things are just something like little art pieces sitting on shelves and stuff. When I'm just thinking of back in the day, I had action figures, but I had them beating the shit out of each other with points of articulation and stuff like that. That's more like, I guess I'm thinking they're more like figurines than like a humble figurine or something. Not to be.
Yeah,
not to be put to
what
the
you're
test.
describing is like a dumbed down version of a Figma.
Yeah.
Like the Figma have like points of articulation, like finger, hands, what is it called, wrists, and everything like that. Ours in the West are nowhere near as advanced. You have to go like to something like ye old GI Joe in order to get something like that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we still have action figures, because I've never looked at toys in
We do.
ages.
I know because when I go to the Desert Walmart, the action figure aisle is right next to like all the camping stuff. So yeah, it's mostly for like superheroes and professional wrestling stuff. But it's stupid though. They're like fucking $20 each.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would look like to 3D print something like that.
Well, it looks like
Probably
Sensoka's-
pretty interesting.
Like
Sensoka's got a plan. He says
all the different parts.
when I can finally afford a contract lawyer, I want to get some commission to VTuber models as a business. Let people use them for free with the brand watermark. Get more free models out there, plus my own advertising. Sensoka's got a fucking plan there.
That'd be really good. Because you could do a lot with that.
He start his own sub branch of flavor.
That's an interesting way to do a VTuber company. Start from the merch store and then work backwards from there. Instead of like starting from the middle.
Yeah, because technically speaking, you have to get your name out there if you went into the middle. But if you started off from merch, you are slowly building up everything to that anyway. It's just that you're building a base that you can rely on for monies and products. So that way you can actually get consistency.
The biggest problem with VTuber companies is the financials, and so like if you are the merch company, then that's I guess that's a lot easier to deal with, I would imagine.
It is a lot easier to deal with unless you're dealing with a bad one.
Yeah.
which is risky because unless Bao's just really unlucky. Bao's had a massive string of bad luck when it comes to merch companies and just stealing her money.
Yeah.
There's some absolutely scummy fucking people out there.
I think that's a lot of Chinese companies. Is that tends to be the case.
Ah, that would make sense then. Because I
have a very amusing copy pasta, green text screenshot that I'll have to share with you.
Oh, share.
Yeah.
It's like a guy. It's kind of racist a little bit.
Then,
kind of eye-opening.
Please don't. No politics.
Please, no, not on my channel, please.
Yeah.
I did not write. I just came across it. I was like, huh, that's really interesting.
Don't shoot the reposter.
Uh,
As a token saying, I wish you could get some of the people
let
I'm
me see
working
if I
with
can
in the
find it.
background. I can say I'm not the only one taking this route. We're open to work together with. Yeah, doing something like that alone, I can understand how that'd be confusion. So you got a posse rolling with you. That's definitely a good thing, man.
Yeah, because I know from a VTubing merch perspective, a lot of people or a lot of VTubers want like um that trust where like they want a good company that's there, and that's really hard in the VTubing scene because they just like you either end up with someone that just like takes even if you're doing like a half and half, like half now half later kind of thing, you're still dealing with a situation where it's like uh where they just like can ghost you, and then that's like there goes your money because they're just ghosting you.
Yeah,
So
and even worse in a way, you also hear about like these charities that are just scams. Like
oh yeah,
they claw
the
their
massive
ways
amount
in,
of charity scams.
and like there have been so many VTubers who've been scammed by a couple. Like even big names like Charlie have been scammed. Like so, you either need to do a ton of research or just go with like a couple of the big charities that you know are big.
Yeah, the charity scams are so common nowadays because you always heard about how bad the charities actually are, and then you realize that a lot of them are fronts for just bad things. It's just like
Yeah.
slush funds, political funds. It it gets bad.
And there
You
are
have to do a lot of research,
and there are a lot of
a
these
lot
fuckers
of research.
who pop up after every tragedy. Like they had the hurricane down in Florida and the Carolinas and everything, with all the devastation there. You get a lot of fake charities and fake lines popping up. You got to wonder what goes through these fucking people's minds.
I'm saving this. I'm saving
yeah,
this.
for anybody watching, if you want to go look it up on your own, it's the story. Do not learn Mandarin. If you Google "do not learn Mandarin," that's the story I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I have not read through this at all. But in respect to Splats, because I don't
Yeah.
I will not.
Thank you, Kara.
But I might read it on my stream.
Well, it's been a hell of a time. Thank you for stopping by, Kara and Niicola. I do thank you for stopping by. This has been the Babiniku Summit. Whatever the fuck I called it.
Wait.
Are we
Yeah, we are.
ending
Are we ending?
No.
Oh.
No, that was it. But I just I get worried when that shit comes up because like I've known people on both sides of that coin, man, and I just get worried that like I used to be a huge fan of Kiryu Coco back in the day, and then you hear about what happened to her, and the antis came from China. But then afterwards, you found out there are a lot of people who were also fans of hers from the region, and it was just like a small group of fucking assholes. So
Yeah,
I do get worried about like branding a whole like country as anti or pro something, because you know it like even between like Taiwan and like mainland and etc. That the sentiments can change, like even from person to person.
Yeah, like the thing is, there's still people, but like there's certainly are differences, like across cultures, like cultural norms are different in different places, and I think it is kind of helpful to get an idea of what the differences are, you know.
Yeah,
It definitely
like,
helped. Because even from region to region, even because especially when you're dealing with something like because China is so big, and if you compare it even to like America is so big, so you're gonna end up with like different different opinions and ideas based off of region to region, just like from here being state to state.
Yeah, because just think about how how Japan and other countries see Americans. Like they think we're all like fucking Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear Revengeance. Like what's the whole mean? Be the American
It's
you.
the American they want you to be, or they
Yeah.
think you are.
Be the American. Be the American the Japanese think you are. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and but then you go down to Texas, and you meet a lot of people who are exactly
They
like that.
literally are that.
Yeah.
It's like I tell people, pro wrestling. I used to be a huge fan of pro wrestling. People have this stereotypical idea of what a pro wrestler is: a big, muscle-bound guy with the mask and face paint who screams a lot, and that's not what real wrestlers are like. But then you look like someone like the Ultimate Warrior, and like, yeah, that's the guy who people think wrestling is all about.
You have Ultimate Warrior, you have Sting, Hulk Hogan. Like when you think of wrestlers, you're thinking about like the big greats.
Yeah, and it's kind of
I've
sad
not
'cause
kept up with wrestling at all.
well, it was really bad, really bad for a few years. But now that Vince McMahon has been caught doing horrible shit, and now Triple H is back in charge, it's not. It's getting a lot better. But oh my God, fucking Vince McMahon. That's a scary topic in and of itself. That someone that powerful in charge for all those years can be charged with all that horrible shit that he's being accused of.
What happened with Vince?
I don't know hardly anything about WWE stuff.
Allegations like of sexual trafficking and stuff, and like sexual misconduct and really treating women like shit. I mean, if you watch the Attitude Era back in the '90s and how they treated women wrestlers on camera, you're not too far from thinking how well Vince actually really operated. But now we've got people coming forward with the reports and stuff, and I think a lot of it was amplified by they recently put out the documentary about Vince McMahon on Netflix, and now normies who aren't even into wrestling are starting to learn about a lot of the other crap that he did.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And it feels kind of weird, like, but like it's like with that with the Tiger King and everything and all those real crime dramas. You don't get mainstream attention on them until Netflix does a series about them.
I never watched that, but I remember seeing the memes about it.
Yeah,
The Florida, like the epitome of the Florida man, right?
yeah.
The Tiger King.
What was the meme? It was like, I will never financially recover from this.
Yeah, that was one of them.
I have yet to watch that. I have yet to watch that that series.
I think
I really should.
Yeah.
I think the memeability kept like didn't it come around like the time of the pandemic was starting up, so everyone was kind of locked in their homes anyways, nothing else to watch. That just kind of came in at the right place at the right time.
Oh.
Kind of like HoloLive did
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Yeah, I was working nonstop, so all I had time for was Gura and Callie in the evenings and Kiara in the mornings, which was technically my evening. So I would get home and then get dinner, which is technically breakfast, and then watch Kiara.
Yeah,
and then I think shortly after Kiara, or roughly around the same time, Pikami was also streaming around that time.
The funny thing, I wasn't really watching a whole lot of VTuber streamers at the time. Like I was watching a lot of other stuff on YouTube.
Really?
But, like I'd catch like HoloLive clips and such.
The clips are always good.
A lot of us found them through the clips, like Fubuki and Watame and people like that. And then it was like Kiryu Koko, who actually spoke a lot of English, who kind of helped bridge the gap for a lot of people. And Kaicho, like I said, I was a big fan of Kaicho. She helped me through the pandemic because due to the nature of what salt mining actually is, I won't dox myself, but it was a necessary service, so I wasn't even actually able to take any time off, but I had to get separated from my family for like over a year. Couldn't actually see them in person. So watching Coco and Hachima, people like that, helped keep my sanity during that time, and I think that's why I go harder in the paint for Coco than a lot of other people do.
Yeah, I can see that because, especially with clips, like clippers are like the lifeblood of like most VTubers
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it helps like.
I think the first VTuber I really stuck around and watched streams for was Pippa.
Ah, which is
Yeah.
funny because I think I came about it the opposite way. I came through VTubing or like or at least with Face Connect. I think I came through with the Japanese side first. I think I saw NASA, the sleepy dragon, and then I had around that same time I was really big into like the witch genre or the witch VTubers. So I like the big hats and everything else. So I ended up going to Michi. But it's like Nui Nui from Niji. Uh oh god, why can't I remember her name from Hollow?
Gion?
The little witch from Hollow.
Shion.
Xion, yeah, okay. and then Michi, and then again, I just had this like weird like fascination with the witches.
Yeah. You watch a lot of Hollow Live and a lot of other VTubers and stuff. You eventually find yourself getting a type. Like I had Coco, and then Urika is the one who kind of kept me out after Coco graduated. And they're like deep voiced VTubers, singing VTubers. You realize that you have a type after some.
Have a good night, Lamont.
See you around, Lamone. Thank you for stopping by the summit. But yeah, you realize you end up getting
goodbye.
a type.
I'm done.
I'm gonna go. Hello.
Give her a break. You just woke up, man.
I'm sleepy.
Yeah, EP, 100% EP. Yeah, and I can understand with y'all putting in like 12 hours a night every week trying to mine out Satan's butt in Minecraft and finally getting that momentous victory. But we were talking about Minecraft in the server before it started, and I will say what I said, that I am only vaguely interested in Minecraft. Maybe because I'm just burnt out on it, man. Like even back in the day when I was watching Coco for hours at a time, she was playing Minecraft even though she was only kind of half-heartedly into it. And it keep going. Like I understand it's got longevity and they keep adding stuff, but I feel a little burnt out on block game myself.
I think even if they didn't add stuff, I'd still be playing it.
Yeah, because I can definitely see
Minecraft is always the game I keep coming back to.
Yeah, I definitely see and understand that now, because it has always something there for you. It's just whatever you make of it, and then with mods, and then what is it called?
Yeah, it's not just Mojang that brings stuff to the game. It's like there's all the modders, there's all the map makers, there's all sorts of different people making different things for the game. That's not just the game itself.
Yeah, well,
it's just like
Minecraft. Minecraft is more like an engine than.
At this point, yeah.
I mean, it is a game, but it's like an engine. It's
and it
like
has
Harry's mod or
that voxel
Roblox or something like that.
Yeah.
It really is like Legos, the video game, which explains why everything's a block.
I think that's what everyone described it as. Is they're like, how do you describe Minecraft? It's Legos, but video game.
You Legos, yeah.
It got to the point where they actually had to add a quote-unquote final boss in order to just call it a game. Although sandbox games, that was
a long time ago, yeah.
I think they have a Lego mod, don't they, for Minecraft?
I don't know. They got all types of mods. They have the high-res mods.
I don't know.
They got the mods that turn all the enemies into cute girls because there's a market for that.
Oh yeah, I played with those a little bit.
Well, with a little bit of ingenuity, a modder can turn any game into a dating simulator.
Oh, right.
Yeah, maybe.
I remember seeing a video on that. The Minecraft dating sim. You get to date the Enderman and the Creeper.
Oh my god, I was just
Oh,
making
the
a
creeper
joke.
was cute.
Yeah, the Creeper
Oh, the
Chon.
Enderman was cute. The anime Enderman. She was cute as heck.
Oh my god, I was making a
She's
joke.
so shy.
I didn't realize that was actually a real fucking thing. Oh my god.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Let me look up. Google.
I think Miko and Vocaloids did a lot for VTubing as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Miku, man, that is something that is
Like a lot of the VTuber songs that like the big VTubers sing is like Vocaloid songs.
Well,
like you're not a real VTuber until you do King.
Isn't that
was the meme for a while? I still haven't.
I wonder if it's because those are easier to license in Japan or something, because they're using the Miku software, or maybe they got a deal with the company. Because I know it can get kind of thorny to get song royalties or permissions.
It's because it's written for a machine, and it's very, very difficult to sing. So being able to sing it is
being able to sing it at all. Yeah.
A pretty significant show of vocal talent.
Yeah. I'm still too scared to do
but also
disappearance
it kind of
Miku.
It falls in line with like the like who your audience is. Like they're aiming for the weebs. And it's like you're a fan of Vocaloid, you're a fan of VTubers, probably.
You're gonna aim for the weebs, you best not miss.
There you go, Amanda. There's Creeper Chon and there's Enderman Chon.
She's so cute. She's so cute.
She is cute. But there actually was a dating sim for that.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I think Skeleton Chon was actually pretty cute too. I think they were all relatively cute.
Cute girls doing cute things. That's the essence of VTuber.
Oh yeah. She was a cutie.
I never realized how much the Creeper kind of looks like Lola May a little bit.
It's just, I guess it's just the color scheme.
With boobs.
Well, haven't studies shown that 1 out of 3 Lola Mays actually have boobs? I don't know. I shouldn't say that kind of shit.
I think only one Lola May has boobs. So I think you're right.
No,
one of 3. No, 1 of 3 Lola Mays.
Maybe I'm just old myself, but Jim Henson normalized performers with avatars. Yeah, man, that is a great point, Sensoka. It's like back in the day with the Muppets, and
I love the Muppets. I love the Muppets.
And I especially my favorite Muppets, of course, are Statler and Waldorf, because if you really fucking think about it, they're the ones who pioneered internet humor, like as it used to be, the sarcastic comments and quick quips to watching videos and stuff in the comment section. It started with those 2 old bastards, and I love those guys.
They so long.
They pioneered hate watching, man.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god. Wait, why is that a GIF?
Huh?
Oh, okay. No, for some reason it showed that image as a GIF. I don't know why.
What is that? The skeleton?
Yeah, that's the skeleton.
Yeah. She
I
looks like
forgot.
she looks like the white blood cell person.
Yeah, the white blood
Cells at
cell
Work.
from
Cells at
what's it
Work.
called? Yeah, but that was way
Yeah.
before Cells at Work, which is really funny and interesting. Because it's been so long since I've seen like the actual like Minecraft Monster Chons. Because it was
Yeah.
like it was of its age. And it kind of died out.
Of course, now the big question is: are they going to include these in the Minecraft movie starring Jack Black the Thief?
Ah.
God, that fucking trailer, man! I swear.
I,
I don't even like Minecraft, and it pissed me off.
yeah. What are they even trying to do?
I legitimately don't know.
I mean, I will say one thing: Jack Black is like Jim Carrey. Put him in any movie, let him be himself, and it's at least watchable. But what the fuck was the rest of that stuff, man? Here, you're the Minecraft expert. You tell me. Explain the Minecraft trailer. Go.
I got nothing.
Oh, that's not good.
I see a lot of people complaining about Jack Black, and honestly, I think Jack Black is like the least offensive.
Yeah, it is.
Part
I was
of
think so as
what's
well.
going on.
Yeah.
Like I think with competent direction, with somebody competent at the wheel, you could get a really great performance out of Jack Black.
But
The Mario
like,
movie.
Like wasn't Jack
Yeah,
Black that they said
I didn't watch the Mario movie, but
Oh, you didn't?
do you remember The Dark Knight, when like they cast Heath Ledger as the Joker and everyone was like, oh, isn't that the funny guys? Is he really gonna do well with that? And Christopher Nolan, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
Heath Ledger gave the performance of his life.
Yeah, I saw
Like,
that. I saw that in theaters, man. That did blow me away, man. He was a hell of a joke. It's just,
that was. You think of his whole acting career. That was like the pinnacle of it, right?
yeah, and then tragically he passed away, and they had to. Didn't the reason Bane was the villain in the next movie was because they had to shoehorn him in to kind of pick the Joker's place, and that's why Bane just kind of feels out of place the whole movie.
No.
I don't know. I think
I can see that, but
yeah, I could see that as well.
Oh, I don't miss Bane posting.
Yeah, Bane posting.
It's Bane posting.
Yeah,
Because all you need is a cup. All you need is a cup or a mug.
and then as far as the Joker goes, we got Jared Leto for a while. Those are some dark days.
Oh, dear God.
Dark days.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. That didn't happen.
Well, then now I still have not seen the original.
Back to the Minecraft movie though.
Yeah.
Like, if they cast Jack Black and people are like, oh, this is Jack. The thing is, like, he is like classically trained. He was trained in opera. He's like, and like as much of a Joker as he is, I think with good direction, you could get a really serious performance out of him, even though that's not what he does. Like, that's not what he's typecast into.
Well, I'm trying
He
to remember.
He seems like the kind of person you could get a really, really great performance out of.
I'm trying to remember. He did do a great performance. I forget the movie. It was some romantic movie I saw on TV once where it was like bird watching, and he was one of a group of bird watchers. But yeah, Jack Black can do serious / romantic stuff too. The dude has legitimate chops. Yeah.
The last Jack Black movie I remember watching that where he was serious was in Enemy of the State.
Yeah, but he only had a really small role, right?
He did have a very small role what's his face? What's that guy's name? The comedian, the pencil guy. He's like really thin and small.
Dave Cross.
No, maybe David something.
Oh, look at it.
Anyway.
I don't know. But the
yeah.
thing is, we're never gonna get that out of the Minecraft movie because, like, everything else surrounding it is just garbage.
It needs
It's garbage.
It needs the Sonic treatment. It
But-
legitimately needs the Sonic treatment. But even then, I don't. So because they're still using IRL people.
Yeah,
So,
but you know, I think if somebody is significantly more competent had handled it,
since
Yeah.
Soka, he was.
I think he could get a lot more out of it.
I completely forgot he was in the Jackal because he was in the like a second.
Well,
Like I think it had the opportunity to be Kino, and then it's not going to be because of who handled it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Plus, you know, the target is going to be little airheaded fucking kids. It's not meant for people who grow up with the series. They're trying to get the kids in.
I hate that excuse. I
No,
hate that
yeah,
excuse.
No, I'm not saying it's
the
right. I'm
Avatar: The
saying
Last
that's just-
Airbender was for kids. Like,
I'm not saying it's
Wait,
right.
Wait.
I hate that. Like, oh, it's just for no. Like, you can still make really, really good shows that are for kids. I hate that excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you look at the Disney movies of the '90s, like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and shit like that. That held up for the adults as well
Yeah.
as the children. Also, I just
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
question. Wasn't Jack Black like the only watchable thing about that new Borderlands movie?
Was Jack Black in the Borderlands movie?
Yeah, apparently he was like
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Huh. I need to watch the Borderlands movie. I know it's gonna be
Huh.
bad.
It's one of the worst
Jack
box office
Black
bombs
is
of all time. I think.
Claptrap. Huh.
That
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it.
I need to
I'll
look
tell you,
this up.
it's so bad. Mac McMuscles did a "What Happened" video on it recently. That's how bad it was. It lost like $120 million or something.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. Jack Black is the Claptrap.
So he doesn't
How
even
would
get
that
to act.
even
He's
work?
just a
What's
little
tongue
robot,
twister?
right?
Jack Black Claptrap.
Jack Black
Claptrap.
Claptrap.
Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap. I think I got it.
I think I found a new pre-karaoke vocal warm-up exercise.
I mean, it is a tongue twister. Jack Black clap.
Yeah.
Jack Black Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap.
Jack Black Claptrap.
Claptrap. Jack Black Claptrap.
Jack Black
Claptrap.
Jack Black crap film. But it's like Jim Carrey being cast as Dr. Robotnik. You think that's a horrible idea, but they just let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey.
Yeah, be Jim Carrey.
No, Jim Carrey. Okay. I gotta admit, I didn't actually watch the Sonic movie yet.
It's good.
I've heard that after they fixed it, it was alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
I can
caused it.
definitely imagine Jim Carrey giving a good performance as Dr. Robotnik, though.
Yeah, because he's like a straight up asshole. He's like an unredeemable asshole that's just entertaining to watch.
Yeah, they just let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey, and it was fucking great. Although I do get a little bit worried about the third one coming up, because they got Keanu Reeves as Shadow. And I'm a little worried about how Sonic
I don't
was a
worry
good-
as
That
much.
could be really good, actually.
I legitimately
That
don't
could
worry
be
as
really
much.
good, actually.
Because they've been getting progressively better. It started off bad with Sonic 1, but after they fixed it, it was actually like, had they actually done legitimate care in the first place, they wouldn't have spent that much money trying to fix it. And they would have made bank, which they did. thankfully, but it wasn't much of a profit, but it was enough interest to make number 2, and number 2 was good. Number two was
really
legitimately good. Yeah,
Idris,
number 2 was legitimately good.
Idris Elba as Knuckles was a huge surprise, where he was this strong, powerful warrior, but also kind of an idiot. It actually
He was
really
dumb
worked.
as a. He was so dumb. He was so dumb.
Here's an idea. What do you think? What do you think of flavor? Oh, what would a Hololive movie look like? Yo, what would a Hololive movie look like?
Live action or animated?
That's the thing, is that they could go either way, because if they do the
I think it would have to be animated. I think it would have to be animated, and you have them play themselves.
Well, didn't we get kind of a preview of what that would look like with the Hollow Earth thing? Like where they were going to do that alternate universe thing, but then they had to cut Coco out of it, and then cut Russia out of it, and then what the fuck happened with Hollow Earth, man? That kind of dropped off everyone's radar.
Hollow Earth is looking to be like a metaverse, but with gameplay.
Oh.
So it has some work to do.
Okay.
It looks like.
But what if they made a movie? Or if they made an anime?
Well, here's the thing about that, is that they have, like, would they use their own 3D models? Because that could be interesting. Cause it would be like the what's it called? The little Hololive shorts.
No, like hire an animation studio.
Yeah, or they could go, but then like, do you go with 3D animation, like the Ame Same 3D, or do they go
like hire an animation studio, like
Toei or something?
So like a proper like 2D animation.
Yeah.
Like traditional style anime.
Well, as awesome as that would be,
either make an anime or make an anime movie or something like that.
Yeah, Hololive OVA, says Sensoka.
Yeah, the only thing I worry about with something like that is it can take years to get a high quality movie off the ground and finished if you're doing animation. And considering some of these people might graduate or quit or get terminated in that time frame, they would have to cut big chunks of that out. So you got to wonder, would they go ahead and include every single talent? Worried that they might have to cut a couple of them out here and there? Or would it only be a couple of their safer, bigger talents?
I think it would be their safe long-term ones. So you would get Fubuki, you would get
Marine,
Pensho, Marine. You would definitely get Callie.
Pecora,
yeah.
The thing is, I think Ame's graduation maybe paves the path for this, because she's doing the thing where she's leaving streaming, but she's staying affiliated with Hololive, which means they could use her character Ame for projects like that. Like, that's exactly why she did it.
Yeah, that's so. It
seems to have gone over successfully, so you could definitely foresee other people in Hololive doing that if they want to graduate.
Yeah, because that way it keeps the door open. Because if they did that properly, they could have done that with Coco. So they could have had Coco come in as a collab or like a cameo.
Yeah. I forget who said it online.
The thing is, like, that's a huge deal for the IP. For like, they could do something like an anime or like an anime movie, because even if they graduate, they still, like, the IP is still alive. Yeah. Right.
But not only that, but just hinting, even like in an animated OVA, like a trailer, and you see Coco or you see Ame, you're gonna get butts in the seat. You're like, oh, because the old person.
Yeah. It's like, it's the person I was a fan of forever, and then they graduated, and I never saw anything from them. And they're back. They're on the screen again. I gotta go see this.
Yeah,
right?
but then the question is,
that's gonna get butts in seats.
Yeah,
but the question is, do they bring back the original VA or the performer? even though they may have had a rocky breakup with that,
Yes.
or do they get
Yes.
someone else?
Yes, you do.
So then what
Yeah.
happens if it's someone like Russia who got terminated, where they don't have a
I
good
think
relationship anymore?
at this point, the Russia one is just gone.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
such. I think Flair said it best.
I think like what Sansoka's mentioning, like a Hollow Myth one would probably be.
Well, I think that's kind of trying to do with Hollow No Graffiti, but
Yeah.
although that's a lot wackier.
Yeah, that's their little short animation series thing.
Yeah.
Oh, except for Sana.
Oh yeah, because Sana left her really early. She had no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like she just physically couldn't do what was required of her.
Right.
Yeah.
A Hollow Myth Isekai might work as well with the theme. Yeah, as much as I fucking hate Isekai anime because it's everywhere now and it's every new fucking show, I think with Hollow
I'd like to see a
Live,
slice of life.
Yeah, a
with
slice of
Hollow
life
Live,
would be
I think
cool.
it fit.
Yeah, especially for Hollow Life, it would fit because like, how do you get all these different people from all these different universes or multiverses into like one central location?
Hit him with a truck. There you go. Problem fucking solved, man.
That's so many layers.
Yeah, but then you also got the question of using the IPs. Like, if they don't get on, if they don't get along with the VA behind them, do they still use the IPs? Because if you look at Ninja Sanji, and I do apologize, but we're all gonna have to look at Ninja Sanji for just a moment. When they had people release, and then they still had merch and voice packs coming out with those released people on them. There was quite the shitstorm. Even though technically they did own the IPs, because it really is about the performer who gives it life as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say.
On the whole thing of isekai.
There might even be issues that we don't even know about because they just keep it entirely behind the scenes
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, because there would be no purpose of why you would, because like from a company perspective, even like a talent perspective, you would never hear about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So there could be some issues, and it's just like it has you question like what really happened, behind the scenes. You're just not going to get it. You have to be in the know, in kind of thing, and even then,
You're gonna have
it's
to
like
wait.
because even if you're in that friend group, it's not like, hey, what happened?
Yes.
Like some things you just don't talk about.
Back in the day, they'd say you'd have to wait until the book comes out. These days, you have to wait until the podcast comes out.
I don't even think in some cases would be the podcast, because in the case of Hollow Live, they have
they just take it to the grave.
Yeah, but
don't they do NDAs a lot? Like
they do NDAs, but Japan takes it seriously. The only person that's gotten away with that to any degree was Doki Bird.
Yeah,
but that was because it was so bad. That was so bad. But if it wasn't for Sayu, being the canary in the coal mine, they would have probably did the same exact thing to Doki as they did to Sayu, but it probably would have stuck and worked. Had Doki been the
other problem was that Niji hired Doki Bird on as an independent contractor.
Yeah.
Which meant that technically Doki Bird was employed in Canada, and so Canadian law applies instead of Japanese law.
Yeah. So there's a lot of wiggle room there, but it's like even if you're thinking about it from like a what is it called, like a broader horizon, like a broader perspective for like the fan base and everything else, like Doki Bird was the only one that actually got away with it.
Yeah, And
Because
it's great because she was putting her toe right up to the line, and kind of laughing at him while she did it, like how she called her fan base dragoons, because as someone who's one of my favorite Final Fantasies is Final Fantasy IV. I know dragoons existed long before Nijisanji did, so I wondered how you could copyright that term, and apparently
you can't.
fucking can't. There you go.
Nope. It has to be pre-existing, or it has to be completely unique. Unique. It's why Nintendo, going back full circle, is trying to copyright everything it can with Pokeballs and everything, because by Japanese law.
Okay, so the thing that they're trying to do with Palworld isn't actually copyright law; it's patent law.
Pal World, man.
It's still under the umbrella of intellectual property.
Yeah,
But it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like aren't they
but they're
trying
also
to
trying to
copyright?
patent.
Sorry, yeah, they're trying to go like the concept of
It's so good.
keeping
Yes,
masters involved.
But like again, they're trying to patent prior work. Like
Yeah.
they're like the patent they're trying to sue Palworld with is for a patent that didn't exist when Palworld was putting out their stuff.
Yes. It gets.
So it's like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. That's not exactly how patents work, buddy.
Yeah. But the real problem is that it's in Japan. I mean, realistically, they don't have any pull or leverage over Palworld, but they're trying to put their foot down to where it stops anything else from, like, a domino effect from cascading. Because if any of that doesn't stick, then Nintendo's going the way of Sega, which isn't necessarily bad because Sega is still around. It's just that it's not gonna, all the Nintendo IPs are now gonna be, on Steam effectively, which is actually a pretty good thing because then you can play all the Nintendo games on Steam and a bunch of other places.
Well,
it's just that they have a lot of power.
Isn't
I'd like to get a
Palworld
Zelda
based in
game on
America?
Steam.
Oops, sorry. I thought Palworld was based on America.
I think so.
Because if it is, they could just say it's parody.
I think so, yeah.
It's obviously a parody. They just use that.
Well, even then, because
I think it still falls under Japanese intellectual property.
Yeah, it is. It technically would be
a Japanese property.
Yeah, they don't play around with that in Japan. It's why even though you're in the West, quote unquote, if you're under a Japanese company or go HoloLive, you have to get permissions. Yeah. And it's why they are running into like so many problems with permissions and then with like fan creations and whatnot. Because technically speaking, if any of those artists were to chimp out, they could pull their IP. And it's believe it or not, it's actually what happened to DSP way back in the day. Is that he would get a lot of fan art and then he would use those fan arts for thumbnails. And when he went, kind of crazy, a lot of his fan artists did not like it, and I forgot if they copyright claimed or copyright struck his channel with all the artwork. So he had to go through individually with every single video and then remove the thumbnail. So theoretically that could be possible with HoloLive if they got if whatever happened.
Well, didn't that kind of happen years ago where I think it was Capcom, I'm not sure, but it was some game company.
Yes, it was during the a word that we can't say because it was Hollow and C word.
Yeah.
But yes, it like they found out that because they were running into major IP issues and they're like, oh, you didn't get permission from this. Boom, snap. Like unironically, Thanos snap away.
Yeah. A lot of people lost a lot of that. That's what I get. And I think that's why at the beginning I was getting so paranoid as to where my first karaoke, I didn't use backing vocals because I was paranoid about getting permissions and stuff. I was a fucking idiot. But it does get scary when all this stuff just up and disappears.
No, it's a valid concern.
Yeah, it is a valid concern because sometimes you end up with, especially with the music industry, they just will go ape shit. So sometimes they'll just go, we'll just play it.
I saw a guy do a bass cover of, I think it was Hotel California, and it got copyright struck. Not claimed, but struck. Like, they took down the video, and it was 1 of 3 strikes against his channel. Like, you get 3 copyright strikes, and they take down your channel.
Yeah.
And so, like, he got copyright struck for playing it with his own, like, learning it himself and playing it with his own guitar, his bass guitar.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I get especially worried about that now because, and I'll post the article in the chat. Isn't there a new thing? YouTube pulls songs from Adele, Nirvana, and others due to this CSAC dispute, and now there are just a lot of old fucking songs that are just straight up missing.
Yeah, because it's just like the disappearance of a lot of the internet stuff, like a lot of digital. Like you have to have the physical good, but even then, it's they're trying to get rid of that.
Yeah,
by making everything digital.
Yeah, but
I'm not a big fan of intellectual property law. I don't think it's cool.
Well, from what I understand, and I may be incorrect, a lot of copyright law was like fucked up by Disney because they wanted to keep the rights to their shit for decades, and then eventually a judge said, "No, we got to stop at like 95 years." So, and as far as I know there are a lot of movies out of there that are now public domain, and that was actually an idea I had for the future. Might try to do something next week or something. Watching a movie with the movie on screen, but it's a public domain film. But then I still get paranoid about someone trying to improperly claim that.
Pippa's done that a number of times. She's gotten copyright claims for it.
What one way you could do it?
Even though it's public domain, she's gotten copyright claims for it.
She's gotten copyright claim for it. But one way you could do it is do it the anime way, where they do it with streaming. You put it in a very small screen in the top left or right of the corner or what have you, and then you play it that way. And then you could have like things like a what is it called, like a mesh or a cover over it, so that there's ways of getting around it.
Got away with it as a vertical stream too.
Maybe.
I don't know. I saw her do that once. I don't know if that's still. I don't know if that actually worked or not. Like,
I think they're
if it got claimed after the fact.
That might be old meta, because I think they started cracking down on it. They realized a lot of people.
I figured that out. So I think the reason why we think that is because Brolame had a Square stream where he played some copyrighted music and it got copyright claimed, right? The thing was, it was a members-only stream, and I noticed, like, when I watched it with my phone, it didn't show the vertical stream UI. It showed, like, the normal stream UI. Which means, I think YouTube doesn't pick up members-only streams as vertical streams, which means that the copyright meta would probably treat it like a normal stream instead of like a vertical stream, I think.
So it's getting dinged for something that the general populace doesn't even get to enjoy. That's fucked up.
That is kind of fucked up, but at the same time, it's interesting because it means that you can't really membership a short or even like a vertical stream.
And I think that's one of the big things that scares me about potentially doing this as a job or full time. And you hear this from a lot of the bigger YouTubers too, is that you're working as a streamer in a situation where this company can destroy your channel and your livelihood and change on the rules on the fucking whim. You have no security in do this quote unquote job.
Yeah,
it's
very volatile.
Yeah, it's very volatile. But it's not just companies as well. You can get like a really piss pants kind of person to where like if you reacted to their content, they can just sit there and let you accrue like 3 react views or react streams, and then go boom my content, boom my content, boom my content, concentrate, and then boom your channel's gone.
Yeah.
So
but then there's the question of
shit.
But then there's a question of like React content in the first place and the rights for that, whether it's ethical to get permission for the stuff you're watching or not.
Yeah,
You're kind of supposed to, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, ideally you're supposed to ask for permission, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah, it's like there are some people who out there who play emulated games. Couldn't be me. Are supposed to get permission to do that kind of stuff and don't. It's just
well, even then, you wouldn't get the permission, not just because you're playing an emulated game or whatever it may be, but realistically speaking, is that you're just one person with whatever many views or whatever many subscribers, and they're not going to pay attention to you. You're going to go literally right under the radar. So the only times that really applies is if you're actually a bigger streamer or a moderate streamer.
Yeah, like I watch Vinny Vinesauce a lot, and he does a lot of those ROM hacks and stuff that's harder to get, corruptions and things like that, and those take, and he's also a big fan of the actual Nintendo stuff that he emulates. So I wonder if they're going to start coming for him now.
It's possible. I think Nintendo has other pressing matters than, Vinny.
Yeah,
but
they got to sue Pal World.
Yeah, they got to sue Pal World. That's going to take up their time.
And
but
it's just a thing where it wanted to do this possibly as a job or a career. Just once you see the scope of all the things you have to, all the balls you have to juggle at once, it really does become kind of frightening. But I also know that the type of person who would do this for a career probably wouldn't be deterred, or wouldn't let a lot of stuff like that deter them.
That's what that's my path.
Right.
That's what I've been doing. I've just been experimenting like crazy, and then, well, things just happen on stream.
I was there when things happened. You need to buy a new. You need to buy a new chest plate, Kara.
Because even when I was looking up,
I've heard a lot of the people who actually end up making it as a job are people who kind of got into it as a hobby and then just kept doing it for, I guess, for the love of the craft.
Yeah.
But then there's also
But
the question
it's like
of,
you just.
Oh, sorry.
It's like you just keep after it, and then you stay on top of the meta. You stay on top of, what actually works, and continuously improving. I've seen people who have done it as a job, and they on top of things, how YouTube has changed the landscape.
Yeah.
And then they kind of just get lost in the algorithm. They don't get picked up anymore.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of luck.
I've seen that happen to a number of people.
There's so many indies that I follow.
It's not just luck. It's reading the landscape. Yeah. It's reading what I guess what the algorithm is looking for to send to people.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to be ahead of the game, but not so, because how do I put this? PewDiePie
it's not
was
something that I'm very good at.
Yeah, not a lot of people are good at. But basically, you have your trailblazer, which are basically your PewDiePies that are right ahead of the game. So they're, unless they have a big following around them, they're generally not going to get a lot of views. But what ends up happening is that trailblazer ends up setting kind of like the meta that follows. And then everyone else jumps upon that meta.
Yeah, but then there's also becomes the big question of, do you just do nothing but trends in the metas and the odd game of the month? And how much of it is just adding your own originality and doing what you actually want to do? How much are you willing to balance those two things out? And when you can't even get a guarantee of growth.
I mean, it's more or less like a balance of what you want to do. Because Pip has done it, Yana's done it. Basically, if you're in the scene, you're gonna do it at some point in time. And I've done it with very clickbait thumbnails.
Yeah.
So you get a feel for it, and then you just kind of like you have to realize, okay.
Oh God, I should do a shit post that is like the most clickbait on meta, just bullshit that I can do just for the humor of it.
They are fun, because especially when you do it like just like out of nowhere, out of the blue, it's just like there it is.
Niicola, you had me at I should make a shit post. but yeah, it's just
like as a short.
As a short could be interesting.
The thing is, the meta for shorts is way different than the meta for like proper videos too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the shorts are the TikToks, and the shorts are the one that have the all the kids viewing, and that's where like people are like, no, don't stay away from shorts unless you want kids.
Well,
so there's like anti-short.
Not necessarily.
And that's
really?
weird because
not necessarily right.
And that's weird if you want the shorts, you stay within the kids, because usually if you keep your shorts on, that's how you stop them, stay away from the kids.
Yeah, stay away from kids, but like.
Yeah. They're just.
It's kind of complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah, there's so many things, and they keep changing. That's one of the things that has pissed me off about YouTube. Like they did it again a couple days ago. They changed like the buttons to go live and everything. They keep updating and changing the site without telling, but without any warning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just something that
it's like
yeah.
They do breaking UI changes, like they do breaking API changes, where it's like, oh, how come this thing doesn't work? Oh, it's because they changed the library and it broke it.
Yeah.
And it's the same for UI. It's like, well, how do I do this thing? Oh, they changed the buttons for it, and actually the thing that what you used to be able to do is actually not possible anymore because there's no button to click. And it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
It is annoying, but they do tell you in the roundups. So if you go to your channel and where is it? YouTube Studio? And then you go to what is it called? The Inside Creator stuff. Like they have specific stuff, specific videos that they do on the creative side. So if you look at those, they tell you what they're going to do. It's kind of like looking at the patch notes of things if you're a gamer.
I have an example, but it like not from YouTube, from a different website. It was character.ai. They had the old UI that they sunsetted in favor of their new UI.
Oh, I remember this. I remember
like,
this.
On the old site, you could do group chats with multiple characters, and when they sunsetted it, there was no way to do group chats anymore.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, I used to use character AI quite a bit myself, and I remember that. It was just freaking... There was just one point where I couldn't even use the website anymore free, or they had to make an account, and then they changed how the whole thing worked. I think it was coming out of beta or something. And it kind of sucks, because that would have been an interesting source of content as well, using that kind of chatbot.
There's a lot of things on YouTube that they that they really should change.
I really enjoyed putting two like very disparate characters together in a room and just like watching how they would interact.
That does sound fun.
I mean, sure, I may have spent more than a few commutes trying to convince my favorite female anime characters that they were professional bodybuilders, but that's neither here nor there. The point is that is just. And now the great thing is that with character AI and everything, there are now so many other websites because the technology is so easily available that you have other options for it now. Like even Novel AI has something like that built in.
Yeah. With
I think there's some LLMs that you can run locally now too. I need to look into that a little bit more.
That would be interesting.
I don't mess with LLM stuff all that much.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to train it yourself, or do you think that they have actual models already?
I think they have it pre-trained.
Oh.
Yeah, like. But I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. I need to look into it a little bit more.
Yeah,
okay.
And it's evolving so fast that unless you've got your finger on the pulse, you're going to miss something. And I think I've brought this up before. One of the big reasons I chose FlaVR was because I was kind of scared of AI with my job and everything and what it was actually going to do to the world. But being able to see what y'all have been able to do with it, and the actual studies and the breakdowns of what's going into a lot of these things, it really has kind of helped open up my eyes.
Yeah, I think the AI is just generally good.
It has a lot of limitations.
Yeah, it has limitations, but if you look at it as a tool to be used and whatnot, it's actually really good because it saves you so much time when you're on the small end. Because even though it kind of it's like if you have a big following, you're gonna have people like making fan art of you, and then you can use that fan art for thumbnails, and you get you can just like cast out your like little line and then get like a background music made. It is like
I just think it's really, really important for things to be able to run locally.
Yes.
For reasons I explained earlier.
Yeah.
Like with them shutting things down or control or.
And that's why I'm so bummed out that the one I use, Microsoft Copilot, the DALL-E 3, I don't think that one's available locally yet because that's the only one. The only program I've been able to find that gets that 90s OVA anime aesthetic that I use. That really inspired my interpretation of Amanda Splatts.
I think I've seen a style logo for that for SDXL though. Yeah. Wait. Let me see if I can. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna load up Stable Diffusion right now.
Because what's interesting though is that with all these different options, the AI still does run into the same problems. Like Kara Senpai was gonna try to do some generations for Sand Ruby. It's best not to get into explicit over who she is, but she has a mask. And supposedly the fact that she just has a mask is throwing off everyone who's trying to do generation, myself included.
Yeah, because it wants to override it with different masks. So what the masks that are already trained on the thing. So it's like face masks, like a medical mask, half masks, like gas masks and whatnot, or use things like no mask, fox masks, and anything and everything but like a basic like even Guy Fawkes masks. So in order to get like an actual proper
I think what you want to do there is you probably want to train Alora specifically for that mask.
Yeah, that's probably what you will need to do.
Yeah, it's like also like when I was trying to do generations of Zosimus, who's got 4 arms. The AI kept giving me 2 arms, and eventually it just gave me one with 5 arms, and I'm like, okay, that's it. He's got like a prosthetic 5th arm. He was fine with it. I asked him, he was fine with it. but yeah, we
Dawson's
it's
is pretty cool with that.
it's amazing technology, but I do see there is still so far to go. But you see how fast it's already been growing. You know it's going to catch up sooner rather than later, and you
It is.
wonder about the laws and like protections and
Uh,
stuff. They've
well,
never.
here's the funny thing about that is that they're always going to be behind
Yeah.
because by the time the government actually does start implementing stuff, things have already progressed way beyond that.
Yeah,
So
law has never been able to catch up to technology 100% of the time. And considering how fast AI technology is growing, it's just going to get fucking worse.
it I don't know. I don't know if it will get worse. It'll definitely make people scared, a lot more scared for their jobs that can be done digitally.
Right.
I can see that.
Well, they ran into problems with the job done digitally, though, right? Like, there were some crappy Netflix movies or something that were using AI drawn backgrounds, and everyone picked them out really easily, and they caught backlash for that. But eventually, it's going to be so good that people aren't going to be able to tell unless they like really study it.
Well, here's the thing: is that good AI is you're not gonna find it because you're not gonna be able to pick it out because someone that's actually doing this really regularly and knows exactly how to do things, you're not gonna be able to tell. That's the issue. So the
Right.
people that when you're by the time you get to the point where it is that way, that right now they're just experimenting with it because it is something that I did say before in the past. So like they're just with like when you look at the anime industry did experiment with 3D, and now their 3D is actually pretty decent. But
Yeah.
if you look at the early 3D, it was bad. But now people have come to accept 3D. So just imagine the anime industry now adopting AI. It's probably going to be very jank in the early stages, but then guess what's going to happen? It's going to get better.
Right. And it's going to get better faster just because of the pace
It's
of
yeah.
technology grows. But then I guess as a writer and a singer, I get a little bit paranoid when I hear stuff about that. And the question is, for people who sit down and write things or compose things, is there still going to be a place for people like us in the world? Like I know there fucking is, but I still get worried about the place. Like when these great creations are available from a lot of people at just a click of a few buttons or a few prompts, if there's still going to be room for people who still make stuff from scratch.
Yeah, of course there is, because people are, at the end of the day, are still going to want the real thing or the real deal. Like, right, for instance, this right here is a wooden table. Is Niicola saying something or?
Sorry, I'm like doing AI generation stuff right
Oh,
now.
okay.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard for the
Here.
first time
Here.
at the Babiniku Summit the actual sound of AI at work.
That's what the is Sailor Moon retro art style was like the prompt that I had for Amanda.
Oh,
my God,
nice.
that
Which isn't
is
quite
adorable.
all that accurate,
Yeah,
No,
I
but you
do.
see that
but there you go. If you wanted to pull that up on stream, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, let me go.
you could see that it's pulling from Sailor Venus. So that
Yeah,
no wait,
yeah.
the hair is Sailor Venus, but the face is definitely Sailor Mars, because I am big into magical girls. I like magical girls a lot. So I love, like, for some reason I don't know why I just could never get into the Dragon Ball universe, but I got into Sailor Moon.
Well,
So I could actually
I never did.
Sailor Moon was one of my big gateways to anime as well, but that's just because it was what was on in the morning at the time. That and fuck, there are a couple other shows too, but Sailor Moon was just there, and it looked a lot different than the other stuff that was on in the morning, and that's what drew my attention. But I do remember with Sailor Moon, one of my classmates back in the day he saw it and he's like, why do these teenage girls have legs longer than the rest of their bodies? And I'm just like, it's art. It's the fucking art style, man. Get with it.
I do like the magical girls. I like that trope.
Yeah, the tropes are always good for the magical girls. And then you end up with the dark magical girls, and you end up with like combat magical girls. You like, there's so many different genres at this point of magical girls. Even with like, you now have mecha magical girls, and it's just like it just keeps going.
Yeah, then eventually, when you explore the genre as fully as you can, you start merging it with other genres and stuff. Or
Pretty
you
much,
do
yeah.
like magical Madoka Kid and just try to deconstruct the whole thing.
But magical,
Niicola is suffering.
yeah, Madoka is just suffering.
Yeah.
Like they should have ended it at that one season, but like no, they just kept going. They just like, oh yeah, Madoka became god and she freed and liberated all the magical like burden. She's basically like the magical girl Jesus.
Yeah, like.
And then it's like,
Are you familiar with
no, she
that
didn't.
shit post? It's like Meguka is suffering.
Oh.
You know that shit post? I'll have to pull that up sometime.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. Let me see if I can Google it.
There
I
ought to be some
think
kind of
there's like a
shit
reading of it on
post
YouTube.
depository where all this stuff is stored. You can go right in and get it. That would be nice.
Say
I'm
again?
sure there's a Reddit
Yeah,
for
this.
Oh, say again? I missed that. Oh god. I'm looking it up and it's like it's just all the suffering memes. But it really is just suffering.
Oh my god, that shit post. Yeah.
And I guess as far as suffering goes, you get a lot of people who can understand that, because I was watching what was the new meme going on right now, the new humor, where people are posting pictures of I am depressed or whatever it is, and they got the dolphins and the glitter and shit like that. It's just something that people can relate to.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Lisa
love
Frank
those.
Trapper Keeper.
I just remember though.
The fucking iDubbbz in the chair. It's like, I have clinical depression.
Back when iDubbbz was good.
Back when iDubbbz was good, yeah. Hello.
Well, we always have to be moving forward.
They got
We always
him.
have to be
They got him.
evolving.
They got him.
Got him.
They got him. They took him out. He is now dead and cucked.
I didn't even know he was sick.
Don't get whipped, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, bros. Don't become iDubbbz. Don't get the cuck stash. Like, that's not attractive. Don't do that.
Don't get. What'd you say? Don't get whipped.
Don't get whipped.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Yeah. That's something.
You guys gotta watch out for yourselves.
Yeah, that's something
Agreed.
That's something I actually learned long ago myself. Don't get whipped. That dominatrix asked for way too much money.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, but so it blows my mind though, man, seeing how all these people have come together under FlaVR, under AI, and all these different interpretations coming together Like you see our debut. I was actually thinking recently. I know I've only been around for like 2.5 fucking months, but about the way we debuted under FlaVR, it was quite quite different. Like it was,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was Niicola first, and she actually dropped a banger of a single. She's a singer with a banger of a single. I do apologize. Now, did you know that
I,
you do you know
I'm
that
not
you
all that great at singing. Like, I've done karaoke a couple of times, but I'm I feel like I'm a little bit better at rapping, um, and maybe the music production. But I need to get back into the music. I really need to finish Golden Maze Commission. I'm like
yeah, it's like
several months behind on that. Like, it's kind of embarrassing.
yeah that's
Okay,
why
so Niicola
that
does need whipping.
yeah that's why I think like I refer to myself as a V singer and you as a V musician because I don't actually play actual music anymore. But you're far more the
Good.
technical side, like more of the stuff that Callie does.
I like
I just
guitar.
fucking sing. Like I used to be able to play keyboard
I
back
like.
in the day, but like I'll have to haul it out of the mothball, see if I can get it to working again.
Hello, Tommy.
Hey Tommy, thanks for stopping by, my man. We're just chatting about shit
Yeah,
and
yeah. Tommy lurks. Tommy's always the sneaky one.
yeah, Tommy's the real homie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's how
as soon as you don't think Tommy's there, Tommy's there, and it's like, how long have you been here, Tommy?
long enough.
And then you just get the smiley face.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, so
what is
that's
it? What is it?
yeah, so I remember that's how Niicola debuted even before she actually started
That
streaming. And then there was you, Kara. I believe it was shortly after that, and you just went fucking whole ham on your first stream. It just what was it? Wuthering Waves, right?
It was
I
Wuthering
think
Waves.
it was. And was it like release day or shortly after that? So you were jumping on the meta from like day one.
Yeah, I believe so because I think it was like 24 hours. I think the YouTube requirement was, and then from there it was just like okay, the next day boom, the next day boom, and I just kept going because I like setting a schedule for myself because that way I have that thing that I have to do because it that otherwise I probably just won't get up. I'll just sleep in or something like that. So it's like okay, I have stuff to do. Like it's a routine. So it helps.
Is it?
At least it helps out with me.
Yeah, it helps out with me too. Like I put up. Sometimes I'll do when my job at Salt Mines LLC gives me my schedule 2-3 weeks in advance. I will go ahead and set up streams and like I've already planned what I'm gonna do next week, and this week isn't even half over. But it does help to get into that routine. You get regular and be able to plan beforehand. It is very useful. Although I know a lot of people, like Niicola doesn't do schedules usually, but they're banging out those. Everything's a gorilla, and you still.
Yeah, I just go live when I go live, which is not exactly the best idea. But
although I'm sure you plan stuff with the underperformers, right? Or your clip.
yeah.
It's Salty, Soren, and
Temp.
yeah.
Temp.
Salty, Soren, and Temp. Yeah.
Temp.
Temp.
Temp, man, if you're watching the VOD, I hope the fucking brainworms are subsiding, man. We love Temp in this house, man.
Yeah, Temp's the greatest.
Yeah, well, I've been there for Temp quite a while. Just like I'll show up in temp and I'll just give them a little thumbs up, like boop, and then just sit there with it in the background.
Yeah, that's what I
And I'll
try to
chat.
do with y'all, especially with it was easier to do with the Tuesday ones because due to the nature of my job, I'm not actually able to catch a lot of streams live with y'all and with Lulu either because I know Lulu and I overlap a lot. That's why it's going to be so nice to be able to collab with her later this week. But it's just I want to. It was just like back in the day. I wanted to support Coco and all of them, even though I can't watch a whole lot of the streams. I want to support y'all, but like with my job and everything, we just have to do what we can when we can, where we can, man.
Shut up, Tommy.
Go up in temp.
The voice changer's gone. I was clapping.
Tommy, you're
I was
a
like,
pistol,
oh
man.
my god.
But yeah, that's how y'all debuted, and then there was me. As 2 months and a half ago, I started cold essentially. I put the marker on the Amanda Splatts character, and then it took a lot longer for me to actually get the internet and an actual computer to stream from. I actually went live 3 hours after the internet installation woman left my place and made sure it was working. And I'm there singing in the middle of the desert with the background I got from Pixabay, and I was scared as fuck. I don't remember half of it, but I have gone back over it, and it was just. And you know, these days, and even with the collabs we've been doing, I'm sorry I'm a little obsessive about it, but trying to set everything up and get everything prepared beforehand. That's just how I work. I can't really just straight up go live. But that day I went live, and it was just fucking. It was terrifying and it was exhilarating at the same time, man. It was a thing.
Yeah. I remember my debut with the song. Because I had like the debut part 1 and the debut because it was like I debuted the song and then I had a debut stream like 2 months later. Yeah. After uploading some music every now and then. But
the music was just a preview.
I consider the real debut to be uploading that song, the debut rap. But that was that was a long time in the making. That took me a very, very long time of working on it, like off and on, because like I was working on that, and then I'd go do other stuff, and then I'd try and get some more work done on it, and like it wasn't just the music, it was like the video, and like the captions, and like the keyframes for moving the images around, and like it was a huge like when I started on it, it was before I even had my computer for prompting AI art, and like a lot of it came from Fred Fake's folder, right?
Yeah, Fred Fake, man. Shout out to Fred Fake. He's one of the best flavor savers out there, man. He's working so hard for us, man. Shout out to Fred. Fred
love. Yeah, Fred's cool. Fred.
I actually legitimately do love.
A lot of the props come from him. His folder has all the metadata for like the things that he's prompted, so like you can look at some of the other props for some of the other characters and use things from there.
Oh, I did not know that.
Fred and Magic, yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it is so weird that flavor, that Star's little shitpost, it has become so big and so complex now that we've got fucking historians for it, keeping track of its rise, fall, and rebirth, its revolution, as it were. That we've got people who are dedicated to the history of something that was kind of put out by Pipkin Pippa years ago as a joke, but has just survived due to the sheer will of the people who want to see it thrive. It blows my fucking mind when I think too hard about it.
That's a community for you though. Well, what you're describing is literally just community.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Mumblerthrax too. Yeah, Mumblerthrax.
Mumber.
Huge friend. But like when I was, I don't know why I called it get in a room. But when they started my own thread in the Discord after I'd proved myself after streaming a few times, Mumblerthrax was the one who helped me set everything up, since I'm obviously not good with tech. So it is great that we do have this community and the people who are helping to support the stream. Like, I know I could never do any of this shit on my own. I rely greatly on people like them and the advice and the praise of people like you two and people like Grub and Lulu and I'm just as someone who in my past life has floated from 5 or 6 different communities I've seen burn to the ground and just kind of collapse, to find one that is actually sticking around for years, where people actually support each other and actually help each other out, and we're all kind of a big goal, the same big goal here. It really does my fucking heart good, man. Thank you.
Okay. What communities were burning up?
I don't want to say because I'll dox
Oh yeah,
myself,
okay, yeah, because PL stuff, but
yeah, but
now I'm curious.
Let's just say that when I started seeing some like
Kara, you don't want to know.
Kara, you don't want. Yeah, I kind of fucking. You really fucking don't, man.
Okay.
But that's all in the past, and we are the future, and the future is flavor and flavor. No, I forget. I know the whole time frame thing is fucking arbitrary, but who is Flavor Revolutions? Although I like Flavor Reverb better, REVRB. I think Flavor Revolutions is the one that stuck. That generation is me, Kara, Lulu, and
like that. I kind of like that. A lot of were like food puns because it's like flavor, right?
Yeah.
With like flavor fresh and flavor sweet and.
Oh.
Regurgitate, dude.
Regurgitate.
That was like. Yeah, that was like Mulligay.
Sensoku, we don't
Donna,
talk about that one anymore.
And Rika. Because it was all people that had taken up characters that were previously taken up. So it's like something coming back up again.
Yeah, and now
Flavor MPEG for life.
Oh, Flavor MPEG.
I tell you, man. For as much crap as Flavor MPreg got, they definitely gave birth to an idea.
Didn't Trout come from Flavor MPreg?
A lot of people did. When you look at Flavor MPreg, a lot of people started it in that for some reason.
I know someone you really wouldn't expect to have been involved in Flavor MPreg, but I probably shouldn't say.
Yeah,
because PL stuff.
Let's put it on no PL stuff.
I remember.
and the short-lived Flavor.
Yeah.
What was Slaver? Should I even have fucking asked?
Wait, you don't know what Slaver was?
That was
familiar.
one of the Pippa streams.
Yeah, she was doing.
Yeah, that was.
Isekai. What was it called? It was the text.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah, it was one of the LLM tools where it was like
yeah.
the dungeon thing. Like
Yeah, the dungeon thing, and then the first one
was
was
it
from
character.ai or was that I think it was a different tool.
yeah, I think it was. But the
Was it
very first thing
character.ai?
was I don't remember. I legitimately don't remember. It was like but it was basically the like some weird version like of a harem
But
and
like she was using novel AI to like generate
he has
images
generated
of the
pictures. He has
people that were in the
images.
stories, and then she was
But
doing
I
like
think
the
was it character
LLM.
AI?
I think it was a different. I think it was a different LLM tool.
Yeah, I think it was. And then the very first statement was like, "You are a whore."
So what was it? Was it like that one anime interspecies reviewers with the
uh,
monsters made into hot girls?
No,
yeah, no, it was more
no,
like uh,
it was more like redo of Healer.
yeah.
Fuck, man. I'm out. I'm tapping out on that
And-
shit, man. I saw the first
And
two
people
episodes.
did take him up shortly because oh god,
Yeah, there was because there was one guy like
yeah, there was one guy,
one
and then there
of
was
the rare people attracted males. That doesn't happen very often.
and I think they ended up running into issues with the slaver tag.
Yeah, because I was worried about asking because you hear
Yeah,
the
I'm
word
almost
slave
positive that they
these
did because someone took up one of the dominatrix chicks. I think it was a Spider Girl. And they were saying that they ran into constant issues because they were getting banned or they were getting blocked from YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
And yeah. And there
That's awful.
the only thing that could have that okay, because just the character itself, there should have been no issues. So the only issue that they think it was the slaver tag.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which makes sense when you think about it.
That's
Because
sad. That's sad.
yeah.
YouTube,
So
why? Why do you like this YouTube?
Well, I get the feeling that the answer to a lot of issues with YouTube is just a lot of the shit is just automated these days. Like there are very few actual humans.
Do you want the deep lore on that? It's kind of dark. It's kind of dark.
Okay.
Do you remember when they had a bunch of those shorts that came in? It's like something like women walking on the street or whatever it was.
I think so.
And it would be like the shorts of like said location, like California, and it would mention a what's it called, like an actual city, and there would be a video of a woman walking.
Oh God, were they doing human trafficking?
They were doing human trafficking, yes.
Oh Jesus!
So those were
that's...
saying like this is a short. Here's the exact location. This is what the person looks like. Boom. So in all due likelihood, the slaver tag was probably in the same relative notion of that was going on at the same time, and that's where it was getting flagged. That's my own theory, but it does match up timeline-wise. Yeah.
That's fucked up, man. There are some fucked up people in this.
That's terrible.
It's like people advertising for that stuff on Craigslist.
And doxing with shorts is a thing? Damn.
Yeah. The shorts got bad for a short time, and it was weird. It was very, very weird. It was still when shorts were relatively new, I believe.
Yeah, they hadn't figured it out yet.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I think it gives a good indication of what's going on the back end with TikTok and whatnot. Because
I would imagine if somebody wanted to take up one of the slaver characters and just use the flavor tag instead, that would
they theoretically could. That wouldn't be an issue because a lot of the like the slaver girls are technical food. The spider girl, they do eat spiders in different parts of the world. The centaur girl and the minotaur girl. I mean, yeah. So one could be meat, the other could be horse.
There were a bunch of other Pippa streams too. There was the coffee one.
Yeah, the coffee one was nice. And I
remember Senna actually rigged one of the coffee girls.
Yeah, she read the pumpkin spice one.
Yeah, pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Because I was
Kofi
thinking
also came from that one. She was around for a little while.
Yeah, I miss Kofi.
Someone from her PL was like, she said these things, and then like she got kicked off, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been cool if she would have kept going anyways, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was able to catch a couple of VODs over. She was very chill. When she was in the right headset, she was very chill. It's kind of a shame, man. It's like I also mourn the loss of like Rika Paprika and Rika Paprika, because like finding VODs any way you can of those two. Like the original Rika, I think their stuff is still up. They're very interesting. Although the first one wasn't actually Chilean, but I think the second one was, right?
Was the second one Chilean? I don't remember. I think the first one was Argentinian.
Rika
I think he was.
too?
Yeah. No, I think Rika 1 was Argentinian, right?
I think he said he was from Chile.
Oh, Chile.
Yeah, and then there was the there was the first Niicola. Well, wasn't the first Niicola just like one stream and done?
Yeah, it was a little bit longer story than that, because she picked up the character first on Twitter, and was doing a lot of like replying to people on Twitter, and so something she did that I think a lot of people were upset about was she was like asking for collabs before she had even done anything. And then she did her debut, and it was like a black screen for most of it, and there was a lot of negative feedback.
Ouch.
And then she never, and then she never, she just left.
Yeah,
that seems to be the case.
She never did anything more than that.
I actually ran that Niicola 1 stream by an associate of mine, and he said that he thought it was a whole like Tim and Eric style bit. Like pretending to be a rookie, pretending to be a new streamer who has no experience whatsoever.
Huh.
Because it was just too obvious. But yeah, I know some of the stuff that Niicola, and I feel it, and I hate to bring it about, start talking about myself again, but I know when I first put down the marker on the Amanda Splatts character, it took a while for me as well to actually get to streaming. But I was starting from square zero. I didn't have the internet at the time, didn't have a computer at the time, and I kept posting. But I was just trying to keep people informed. I was just trying to let people know that I was between my 40, 50, 60-hour a week job and my financial issues that I was working on trying to get through. So I know that I may have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way before my debut, but I hope in the months that I've been doing this since that I've been able to right the course, right the ship, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
Thank you. Because I know FlaVR's got a bright fucking future. Because shortly after me, we got Limon, who stopped in earlier, who got advice and create her own character. And then we got Susie Blue premiering, and we got someone else on the Discord, an artist who's been kicking around ideas, the duck magician or whatever it was. There is a real incline. The FlaVR is on a fucking incline, and I'm honored to be a part of it, because I feel like after the weirdness that happened initially before a lot of us even started, that things are really starting to get to a good place again for FlaVR.
Yeah, it looks that way, but
Sensoka says, I only really got into FlaVR when Mello had just graduated. Got roped in from some lads seeing the Broline laser art I did.
Oh. I remember that little laser art thing, because that was really cool.
I remember Mello. I remember her.
Yeah.
I don't remember the laser art.
Yeah, they posted the laser art. I think it was on one of the boards. I remember, or was it in the Discord? Because I remember looking at it when I was joining, or when that was roughly happening, and it was like zzz, it was like the laser.
With the laser cutter.
Yeah, the laser cutter thing.
I was thinking of like a laser show or some dumb shit. I don't know why it's not a thing. Yeah, of course, the laser cutter. Since
granted, the laser show would be awesome as well.
Yeah, especially since a lot of places are just like staying away from fireworks for celebrations. Just doing the lasers or drones like that would just and it is so amazing as someone.
Fireworks are cool. I like fireworks. I like explosives.
Yeah, but just someone who
you never go wrong with explosives. Never ever go wrong with explosives. I love explosions. I love fireworks.
I love explosions.
I know you fucking love explosions, Carl. I've seen your thumbnails. The one you did of Niicola blowing up was exquisite.
Have you seen the videos of thermite?
Yes.
I want to light up some thermite.
Thermite is very fun.
I want to do some things with thermite.
Hot, but very fun.
When I have more money.
Yeah, we all think about what we'd do if we had more money, but, here we are. Yeah. Although, it would be nice to, like, if the rig I got was, like, I got it 33% off, because it was that, I was in that speech that Pippa gave about how to be a VTuber on a budget, so finding this thing for 33% off was nice, but I am trying to figure out whether or not to add some more RAM to it, because it's at 8 right now. And I think getting it up to 16, if I can afford it, would allow me to do some of the more, like, stream-worthy games.
Yeah. 16 for gaming is, like, where you want to be. Ideally, you want more, but 16 is good. Because that's where... Yeah, I'm at 16, but I need more. I mean, technically, I don't need more, but it's just I'd like to have more. Because...
And I have another 32 here that I should probably install. But it's like it's a different kind of RAM, so, like, I don't know if it's going to cause instability, but I'd have to test it.
Yeah, well, I'd have to go down to, like, I think it was Office Max where I bought this, because I'm too dumb to run this thing or try to fix this thing myself. And back in the day, I got terrified because the screen came up and was black, and it threw my world into a fucking tailspin.
Yeah, I understand that. I get that.
And I got it looked at. Apparently, the problem was when I was shutting it down, like, I left my controller and mouse and fan and stuff plugged in, and that might have just messed with the display, because it was coming on. It just, the screen was black, and that was what threw me. I haven't had that problem since. I rip everything out of the fucking wall now when I'm done. Put it in, like, a plastic baggie for safekeeping. Do some Buddhist
that'd be a weird conflict to have. But I've never used a Dell computer before, or like a Dell, or whatever you have. So it could just be unique to that thing. Because I remember when I was looking up issues, or like other issues, like to help you. Apparently your thing is just known for having issues. Your computer's just known for having issues.
And that's probably why it was 30% off.
Yeah.
And then I was...
You know what's kind of amusing? Is, like, you'd think that, like, the more you learn about tech stuff and the better you get at it, you'd, like, stop having tech problems. But that's not really the case.
Nope.
Because as you get better at it, you also get more ambitious and you try to do more advanced things. And what the thing you end up with is you just end up with more advanced tech problems.
Yeah, you start poking around with those like administrative controls, and you fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Sensoka is one of those weirdos.
You stop ending up with problems. It's like, how do I plug this into? How do I get my TV plugged into my computer? You end up having problems like, I overwrote my bootloader.
Yeah, I haven't hooked the TV up to the computer, but I've hooked up other things to other people's things, and then it's just like, what's going wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I have to look at it. Like, how long is this gonna take? I don't know, because I have to figure out the problem. And you're sitting there.
Oops, sorry. I was gonna say I fell into the fucking rookie trap for that. I had an HDMI on my laptop, and I thought I've got a Neo Geo Pocket system that it's like a plug and play with 40 Neo Geo games in it. And I plugged in the HDMI to the computer, and I'm like, why is it not showing up? It's like, no. Oh, apparently, when it's in a computer, it's just like out HDMI, and you need like a capture card or some shit. And it's weird because you see a port and you want to plug a thing in it, and you think it'll just work, and it doesn't. And then you remember all the 80-year-old and 90-year-old people that you work with, and why they're so afraid of technology and don't understand any of it, and then you feel you already fucking do.
Yeah, all the older generation will always rely on you for something, even like setting up smart TVs and everything else. It's like it seems easy, and then you realize, oh wait, they're just not, you know, that they are the old man in the group, and you're the young person that knows. Like eventually, you're gonna be the old person.
But it's like a mutual beneficial relationship, because then they help me when I have car problems or house problems or whatever. You know, like I have all sorts of problems that aren't computer problems, and like when you can help them with computer issues, then they can help you with whatever other problems that you have. Yeah.
Yeah, like
just hit it with a hammer. If that doesn't work, apply more hammer.
Yeah. I don't see that working with the problem you had, Carl, when your computer actually fucking caught on fire because of the wiring. I don't see how a hammer would help there.
It was stress relief, that's for sure.
So there you go, man. And you went through the whole thing with a smile. So both of y'all been a huge fucking inspiration to me.
Oh, it wasn't with a smile. It was panic. It was sheer panic. Because I finally got everything working, and then the new one, the new computer goes down, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. So I had to find an alternate version, like an alternate way of rebooting everything through an alternate drive, and then transfer all that. It was a pain in the ass. I actually had to learn code because I was panicking at that point. I was like, upload to the Discord and then upload to the board, like desperately looking for any degree of technical help. And then everyone's like, yeah, you're probably dead. Because everyone that knows code and knew what was there, like knew that was like death. So I had to find some loop around way of doing it. And that I was just panicking like you wouldn't believe. Carlos, that I did. I legitimately was stressing out into a little stress ball.
No.
Well, thank God we did have people in the community that were knowledgeable about that type of stuff able to help out. Because it's good seeing you back in full form.
You should have seen me when I was building my computer, the one that I have now.
Oh God.
Because I had a number of problems. Is like I ordered a whole bunch of parts on Amazon, and then I ordered the graphics card from eBay because it was cheaper, and graphics cards are pretty expensive, right? It never showed up.
Oh.
It never showed up, and I went to the post office, and they're like, yeah, it's probably the seller. And I went to eBay, and they're like, yeah, it's probably the post office. I'm like, well, which one of you is lying? Which one of you is lying? But I never got a refund. I never got my graphics card, so I ended up having to order another one.
But how did you not get a refund? Couldn't you do like a chargeback or anything else?
I wish I could have gotten a refund. But I tried to get a refund from eBay, but no, that wouldn't give me a refund. So
Yeah, that's the
I
exact.
don't know what to do about that.
That's the exact reason
but
why I get paranoid about buying.
That was
stuff
problem
online.
number one. That was problem number one. I didn't get my graphics card, and I had to get a replacement graphics card, right?
Yes.
Then, like, once I got all the parts together, I get everything put together. It won't boot the install media.
Oh.
And like I dig into it, and I dig into it, and I dig into it, and I come to the conclusion that it's either the motherboard or the RAM.
Yeah.
That has gone bad. One of them is dead on arrival.
There are just so many things that can go wrong.
So I'm like, well, I don't have any replacement RAM, and I don't have a replacement motherboard. I figure, oh, you know what? It's probably cheaper to take it into the local repair store, and like they would probably have the necessary things on hand to test it, right? Like they would be able to figure out if it's a dead motherboard or dead RAM. So I leave it with them. 24 hours later, I get a call back, and they tell me, yeah, we figured out the problem. It's either a dead motherboard or dead RAM. I'm like, what? That's what I figured that out already. And they're like, yeah, so you're either gonna have to get. I'm like, don't you have RAM there? And they're like, no, it's DDR5 RAM. We don't have that yet. I'm like,
oh.
Then
They literally just fleeced you.
They fleeced me. That I had already figured out.
Leave them 1 star on Yelp.
So I got my computer back. I'm like, all right. Well, it's either the motherboard or it's the RAM. The RAM's cheaper. I'll buy replacement RAM. It wasn't the RAM. It was the motherboard.
This is
motherboard. I got the motherboard and get it all put together, and finally it works.
This is why I hate building computers, because like you have no idea if it's broken. Like if you get a bad piece, you have no idea what's going on or what's wrong with it.
I'm still glad I did it, because my computer kicks ass compared to like what you can buy.
Yeah.
Like my computer kicks ass. Like I have a pretty good computer that I have.
It's
a Ryzen 7 7700. It's an RTX 4070. I have 32 gigs of RAM. I'd have 64 gigs of RAM if I put that second set of RAM, the replacement set, in there as well. But I haven't done that yet. But like, it's an AM5 motherboard, which was kind of expensive to replace as far as motherboards go. But
Sounds gorgeous.
Is there a point to doing dual GPUs? So like running 2 Titans?
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
Then why do people do it?
That used to be a thing with I forget what it was called. That used to be more of a thing, but it's not really much of a thing anymore.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware.
And hello, Hero. How you doing?
Actually, Hero, it's a little surprising.
I think it used to be beneficial, but.
I do thank you for stopping by, Hero. But actually, I hate to say it, I was actually thinking they were probably going to wrap it up in a little bit. We've been going for quite a while, and I had to get another stream later tonight. But I am just really captivated by all this stuff because that's one of the big reasons why I just bought a laptop. It's all there, and eventually just buy one that's bigger, if one's big and better, that's possible. But there's just so much to learn, man, and I'm happy that I've got people with me like you, Niicola, Yukara, on me with the journey, assisting me, and all the great people at FlaVR in the Discord, all the staff and everything. I feel like we're gonna make it together, man. I feel like we're gonna get it through it together, and I do thank you two for stopping by today and chatting up with me. Just have a little session. I hope we can do this again really soon, man.
That'd be nice, yeah.
So, Niicola, do you have anything to plug before we set off for the night?
Do I have anything to plug?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be playing with the. I think I'm gonna be playing with the underperformers again this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Kara, you got anything to plug?
Yes. You know when you said earlier how you pushed back Witcher Wednesdays?
Yes.
Yeah, the Witcher Wednesdays are gonna be pushed back again.
Oh.
For the month of October, since I'm gonna be doing a whole entire month of Horrorween.
Wow.
Oh, nothing but horror games.
For the whole fucking month, man.
For the whole month. I downloaded a whole bunch of free games, a whole bunch of other games.
Nice.
There is one thing can I ask Niicola? Where is this? How do I get because I have this game, right? This where is it? It's called Carrion, right? It's where you play as a tentacle monster.
I don't know that game.
It's a cute little game where you play.
Oh, that sounds weird.
Well, it's strange that you mentioned that, Niicola. It's strange that you mentioned that because I've been doing prompts, right? Because I want to make me as a tentacle monster.
Oh dear God.
But my prompts are prompting me with the tentacles, like in actual lewd positions. I've only gotten one set of pictures which are acceptable, which are non-pornographic, and these are them.
So this comes down to something that's very, very important to keep in mind.
Yeah,
when
stop
prompting.
being so horny.
No. This is a very important thing to keep in mind, is that the AI, when it's trained on tags, it doesn't know what the tag means, literally. Like it doesn't know the English meaning of the word of what you're looking at.
Okay.
All the AI knows is that when you say this tag, it means the features that are trained on whatever art is in the data set that were tagged with that tag, right? So when you say tentacles, it's going to look for all of the art that has tentacles.
So it's just going to give me a bunch of porn.
Be a lot of lewd stuff. Yeah.
Way to self-report, senpai.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look,
things though, because you can put lewd stuff in the negative tags if you don't want it to be lewd, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So try that. Like negative tags, heck a lot.
Well, there you go.
Use the negative prompt.
Okay.
We are doing the troubleshooting live. It's beautiful to see the community coming together to not have Kara being assaulted by tentacles. It's a beautiful fucking thing.
Yeah.
But
You can show those pictures, by the way. They're the only 4 safe images that I have
well,
for carrion.
Well, I've posted some images that were I'm not sure if they're safe for a completely different reason in the Discord. Because just go ahead and quickly plug what I'm doing before we quit. I've got the Amanda shooting her shot this week continues on Saturday. I've got collabs with both Lulu and Mina Vanilla. We're talking about the original flavors. And then Sunday we're going to be playing Risk with Zoltimus. But past that, Kara, you were talking about doing spoopy games all month.
Yes.
I have gone ahead and made a pact with the creature known as Sand Ruby, and Sand Ruby will be doing spoopy stuff on Wednesdays because they usually stream Wednesdays, Splatter Days, and Sundays. So we're giving Sand Ruby that to do the spoopy stuff, and I'll be doing my normal Splatter Days and long form streams on Sundays. And I purchased Darkest Dungeon for like $10, and she has shown an interest in that. But she will actually be streaming later today a little bit. That's one of the reasons I got to get off the rig. Doing a call-in show, trying to finish up Viva V, Viva V. So if any of y'all are free, free for you to stop by and distract her any way you can.
Okay.
As past that,
Okay.
I do appreciate y'all coming out. The two of you, like I said at the end of my first month karaoke, y'all were my biggest inspirations, and it is an honor to be able to work with y'all going forward. I do thanks for coming out here today. This has been the Babiniku Summit. Kara, Niicola, and a fucking degenerate gambler by the name of your faithful Amanda Splatts. And this has been the Amanda Splatts Project. Good night.
Kind of weird to have a Babiniku summer that's just us though, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I kept saying, like, why is it called a summit?
It's marketing, man. It's marketing.
Oh my god. Like, where's all their issues?
Trust me, man. They are coming, man. The Babinikus are
also-
coming. No one can stop them. Otsu Desert.
Otsukara, Otsu Desert.
Kara, Osukola,
Otsuniku.
tentacles,
Desert?
Otsu Desert, Otsu Desert.
Good night, folks.
Otsu Tentacles.